Hello, welcome to Roleplay Cafe. It is Symbaroum. We have with us tonight Dell wearing the Dark Age of Man t-shirt there. He got that. That one's cheap. They're giving that one away, I think. That's the gray one, so it's a cheap one there.
Does that cost a Canadian nickel?
Yeah, right. The Canadian nickel. Yeah. That's what he could buy with that Canadian nickel.
You too. But yeah, it's a BOGO sale with Canadian nickels.
And we have David, again in my recording right below there. Say hello, David. David is Malleus, soldier in Symbaroum. Dell is playing the Goblin Shig. And then at the very bottom is the disembodied voice of Mr. Todd. And Todd is playing...
I am here.
Is playing Cabolo, correct? Cabolo?
Cabolo.
I'm never going to get that right, so bear with me.
Cabolo. Let's see. I don't even know how I'm pronouncing it yet. Right. I'll just...
And this is, forget spelling it right. I can't pronounce it right? And this is Symbaroum, Session 4. Rotating GM. So now Todd owes us.
Yeah.
Gonna have to run a Symbaroum session now, Todd. That's what you signed on for.
Yes, let's see how this played.
You're kind of running Symbaroum. It's just in another area of the world, right?
Right. Yeah, more difficult area.
All right.
It's in the darkest part of the Devacar.
Exactly, very dark. A lot of wax in that area.
Mm-hmm. Wax on and wax off.
Wax and death, yeah.
So you gentlemen, a month ago, were contracted by Rigel, your sponsor, to escort the Chamberlain's oldest son's family, John, Sarah, and the kids, from Thistlehold across country to their estates, which is northeast of Murgle, the city of Murgle there. There is a map that I provided in the... if you need to see it, but it's up against the Raven Mountains there at the foothill of the Raven Mountains, just south of the lake. There's rivers that run through there. And so you did that successfully. It took you a couple of weeks, and you have now spent 2 weeks with the family, living with the family, enjoying the estate, and they have treated you not like servants, but like guests, as they've allowed you to break bread with them at every meal, every night when they have summer guests that are staying and visiting. You sit with them and you've met these people. They've treated you like guests, not like servants. You've had free run of the estates, use of the horses. You've been able to spend 2 weeks really on a vacation. And then the final portion of the contract was to escort them back to Yndaros for the festivals. And the festivals, this is a week of festivals commemorating the foundation of the Empire when the humans came across the Titan Mountains and founded Yndaros. And it's a pretty big festival holidays. However, last night the dinner guest was a man named Chavarowe, a veteran mercenary warrior. Seemed very much from your ilk. Probably lived a life similar to yours as a young man. Everything was going well, and suddenly you found yourself waking, groggy, head spinning, nothing in focus, and you realize you had fallen asleep at the dinner table. You've been asleep, you do not know how long. And as you awake, you realize you're the only people left here at the table. There is in the far corner, as you try to find your what's going on? How when did I fall asleep? You see a servant in the corner. They don't appear to be moving. The table is as it was when you last remember. Your drink is spilled. Maybe there's food and plates. Chavarowe is gone. John and Sarah are gone. The kids were not dining with you. They were in their quarters. And affixed to the turkey carcass with a table knife is a note, and this note basically explains to you, obviously he left you here. It says, make sure the Chamberlain does what we have already told him to do. If not, he will never see his family alive again. And this is what the note says. And for further evidence of our intention, we've left something for you in the garden. And so, as you wake, you're groggy. we need everybody to make a strength check, gentlemen, as you're trying to shake off this sedative, very heavy sedative.
Okay. We're rolling equal to or under, or
Yes,
just under?
correct. Yeah, with -2. With -2, gents, because you are currently suffering this drug. And I need you to track. If you fail, I need you to track by how many points.
Okay. So we're trying to roll under our strength?
Yep, with
Under,
a -2 to your strength.
Successful?
Yep.
So
Good luck for me.
Oh, but -2 to the strength. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
success.
So I have a 7 strength, so I'm acting like I have a 5 strength.
Correct. That's right. Yep.
No.
Okay. How bad did you fail, Todd?
I got a 14.
9 by 9 then.
By 9, yes. Sorry.
Okay. How about you, Shig?
Okay, I should roll 3 or below. I rolled 13, so I fell by 10.
Okay.
My eyes are matted up.
Yeah.
Sleep.
So you're there's a bit of a blood-brain barrier issue here. You're foggy-headed. You're clumsy. A little. Both of you will be at -2 on all checks for so many hours. Okay. Malleus, you feel pretty good, but you're accustomed to drinking, right? You're accustomed to, right? I think you explained that Malleus liked to hit the bars when he wasn't working, correct? At one point.
Yeah. Any were we drinking anything that he would know that was maybe stronger than usual, or
wine? Normally, you're
normal
whatever
wine?
whatever
Okay.
the whatever John Teresa, who is the head of the household, that's the oldest son. This is his estates, the Teresa estates.
Okay.
Every dinner, depending on the guests and what food you were eating, he would pick a wine from the wine cellar. So there was nothing in that sense to make you think anything other than the best liquor you've probably ever had, the best wine you've probably ever had, right? I mean, you've had the best of the best here.
Not like it wasn't like Goblin Swill is what I'm getting.
No, this was good stuff.
Okay.
But there's no doubt.
Hold your tongue.
As you awake, you feel pretty good, so you've been able to shake off whatever's going on. But it's clear your eyes were a little muddy when you woke up. You're a little disoriented, but you get your bearings pretty quick, Malleus. Shig, of course, and Kubalo, you are both feeling this, and you're going to feel this for so many hours, right? And that's a -2 to all checks that come up in this amount of time, so hang in there.
Okay, so these guys, are they kind of like snoring, faces down on the table, or what are they?
No, I'm crawling around.
Guys are awake?
Trying to get to our feet, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so they're shakily getting themselves together.
Yeah, and I would assume that it's Malleus that is reading the note, probably, because you're pretty sober, right? You're pretty awake, so you may have snatched up that note.
I got a little bit of a headache, but I'm I'm okay. Nothing I've never encountered before.
It doesn't take you long, again, looking about you to see that chairs are tipped over, plates are spilled. They clearly, whatever happened here, they left a wake of, disarray. There is a servant in the corner, face down. One of the individuals that used to wait table on you the last 2 weeks. And you hear sobbing and moaning and wailing now as your ears adjust, coming from the kitchens, which are right off the dining room here. The garden, there's a large double door into the garden off this dining room as well. Those doors are open. Wind may be blowing in a little bit in the curtains, but you're hearing moaning, crying, and sobbing pretty in the kitchen.
Stop that infernal racket. You see me crawling around on the floor, which I've been crawling in for 2 weeks. I ate with the dogs, and I prefer them away. It's getting the scraps that fall from the table. So to me, I'm waking out of my grog. You can tell I'm groggy. I'm crawling around on the floor to resume my eating. And that's just my reaction to the screamings. But as of yet, you don't seem that. I even noticed anything unusual.
Hey, Jason, can you give us another quick read-through of the note, please?
Oh, the note?
You don't mind? Yeah.
Where is my? Well, the note basically says. So it says that the Chamberlain. I don't have it. I don't actually have it in front of me, so I'll just paraphrase it.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep.
We have taken the Teresa family. If the Chamberlain wants to see the family alive, he will do what we have already charged him to do. And he says, "We have left you further evidence of our intentions in the garden." And he signed it Chavarowe with the mark of the Iron Pact. So now you know Chavarowe had something to do with the Iron Pact. He's a human. He's an Ambrian. But clearly he's sympathies with the Iron Pact.
Okay, got it.
Or at least he wants you to think he does, right?
Yeah, as far as we know. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Chavarowe. Okay. All right. So I will. I'll make sure Kubalo is on his feet. Give him kind of a grab him by the back of the collar and haul him up to his feet, and kind of give him a little push to get him going.
And I go stumbling forward, and I'm like, "Oh, thank you, my friend, thank you."
I'll kind of glance around, and once I get an eye on Shig underneath the table, I'll kind of kick underneath the table and say, "All right, enough of that. We've got work to do."
I'll crawl out with chicken and whatever. This is the breeder stuck in between my teeth. Hey,
okay,
zip it.
So once I've got these two guys in tow, we'll head toward, you said, the kitchen?
Yeah, that's where you're hearing the crying and the wailing, yes.
Yeah. Okay. We'll head to that direction.
Okay. And it's just again, there's the door into the kitchen right off this dining room. So through the doors, you find on the floor, you see feet sticking out from behind the table. You can't make out whose feet. And you see at the far end of the kitchen, you see the cook. That is Vashon, and she's on the ground weeping and wailing, and she's holding what appears to be, it's hard to make out from here, but it looks like the groom, Milas. The groom is he's the one that took care of your horses when you arrived. He and the stable boy handle all the animals.
Okay. What time of day is it? Do we know?
Well, it's morning, but it's brighter than it should. I would say 10 in the morning. I mean, you guys were hard hit by this drug.
Okay. All right. I will take a quick glance around to see if I see any other signs of evident violence in here. Yeah.
So if you move left around the large preparation table in the kitchen to the where the feet were sticking out, you find, unfortunately, Susanna, the children's nanny, and she lay in a pool of blood. She has had her throat slit.
Oh, wow. Okay.
When the cook sees you, she startles at first, and then recognizes it's you, and she weeps and calls to you and says, "They did not need to kill her, and poor Milas, they've murdered Milas," and she's weeping and crying. Clearly, she had a greater relationship. She had a much more intimate relationship with Milas than you probably knew prior to this incident. And the young nanny is dead.
Wow. Okay. All right. I'll stride over to her, and I'll kneel down to her. Is she on the floor down there?
She is. She's on the floor holding Milas's dead body. Yeah. And he's apparently they've driven him through. It looks like it's a stomach or chest wound.
Wow. I'll kneel down and before saying anything to her, I'll glance over the body, to kind of see what kind of wounds that were done to him. And it sounds like, from what you're telling me, it's obvious that they intentionally they murdered him. Basically,
she looks at you and says, Susanna would not allow them to take the youngest, and Milas stepped in and they drove him through. And when she pushed told the girl to run, they cut her down. The girl ran through the kitchen out into the gardens. I don't know if they found her. The youngest, Josephine. So you guys would know the kids, maybe not really well, but the youngest. They made chase, but she doesn't know if they actually caught the youngest girl. And she's weeping, pretty, wailing.
I'll turn to the others and I'll say, perhaps you should check the gardens to see if there's any left alive here while I question the woman here.
I will go. Yes. I'll make my way up there.
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, okay. The only thing I really wanted to ask her was, how did she survive? How did she live? How did they let you live?
I did not resist. I did not stand in their way. I did not resist as they tried to take the girl.
And why is that? Why didn't you protect her as the others tried to?
She cries, weeps, and says, "Because I'm a cook."
Okay.
Make a cunning check if you want.
I believe her. I don't think she's lying. I just was curious just to see, as to what her answer would be in all of this. I don't think she has any dubious intent or anything.
Okay.
If anything, Malleus kind of pities her,
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, she's probably in her mid-50s, late 50s, overweight. Milius was the same age. They've been working here for a couple of decades together. Yeah, she probably felt that she, couldn't. But you could certainly make a cunning check to confirm your beliefs.
Okay, all right, okay, I'll do that then.
If you want to.
Sure. How's my cunning? Ooh, my cunning's not that good.
And you're not, fortunately, you're not at a minus here, so.
No, but he may as well be, so. No, I had a 9, I rolled a 13, so that's 4 over, so I need to make note of that?
Yeah. Oh, no, so I mean, you're just, so you believe her, and that's, you just can't confirm whether that's 100% true, so, she could be lying to you, but you may be right. Right.
All right, I'll kind of glance at her, when she says that, and kind of mull it over, and then just nod, and I'll stand.
Okay.
And then I'll catch up with these guys when I'm able to.
Okay. So Kabulah's headed out to the gardens. What about you, Shig? What are you doing? You're muted.
Yeah, I was low around the body, pilfering it, kind of jerking it this way and that way, checking through the pockets, or whatnot, and listening to it and whatever like that. And
Susanna,
anyway, looking for any baubles.
Well, if it's Melia, she's smacking your hands away. She's smacking your head.
No, the body. The body. I'm crouched low over the dead body.
Oh, Susanna's body.
Yeah, trying to see if I can pilfer any baubles. And anyway,
yeah,
doing a little examination.
She might have a bracelet and a necklace on her body. I don't know what it's worth to you.
Any little trinkets
it certainly looks like it's
baubles
of value. Yeah.
I'll do that.
She was a young, maybe early 20s, mid 20s, young nanny that was responsible for the children. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Life is brief, and just do that.
Okay.
And whenever I raise my head, if they're going outside, I'll scamper after them.
And Kabbalah, you make your way back into the dining room, and then right out of the garden doors, which out of the kitchen into the dining room, through the garden doors, out into the garden. The garden is it's a pretty good sized garden. It's an open courtyard garden with some bushes and trees. It's got large hedges about 12 feet high, so you can't really see out of the garden. And there's some stone benches and things. And as you enter the garden, you see the evidence they left you. And they've left all 6, including the captain of the guard. So there were 5 guards full-time, plus the captain that watched this estate and guarded the estate and the family. They've left all of them hanging. They've put them on pikes, and they're dead. And this is... you don't see any other servants, though, among this group. They put these guards on these pikes in the middle of the garden. I guess you might say they hung them like scarecrows, so to speak. As evidence that they're serious and that they were capable of coming in here while you were, of course, unconscious and taking care of these guards, right?
I'm still unsteady on my feet as I make my way towards them, trying to shake the cobwebs from my head. Mm-hmm. But as I looked up, yes, I'm taking this situation very seriously now and slowly drawing my razor-sharp dagger from its back holster. I'm looking around the gardens to make sure there's no one else there, and I look up at all these guards and I say a silent prayer to them.
And I don't know how well you guys would have gotten to know any of these servants or things over the last 2 weeks, but you might well have gotten to know some of these guys. So that would be how you would decide what that means to you as far as who you knew and who you didn't know.
There's some getting excitement from my quarter. I'm dancing around the bottom of the poles they're hung from, kind of bathing in whatever drippings of excrement or what have you that's coming down from these bodies.
Right.
I don't mean to say that, but I'm kind of rejoicing in the decay and whatever that they're emitting.
Okay.
In the death. All right.
Make a
I'll be rubbing it on.
Both of you make cunning checks for me while you're dancing around out here. Todd is Cabolo.
I'll be looking at which side around of these bodies that are hanging to see if I can see anything.
Yep, I got it. Yep, I made it.
Okay, so Todd, even though you are trying to shake off the cobwebs, you do notice some strange tracks around these poles. They look almost like webbed feet. Definitely something you probably may never seen before. You might have heard. What is your character's background?
I haven't got that far with him.
No, I just mean, is he a soldier?
I mean, he's a treasure hunter. He's a rogue.
Okay, so you probably know very little, but there's definitely tracks here that aren't. There's boot tracks, obviously, and then there's some like webbed feet tracks. That would catch your attention around these poles.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. And I will point them out to Shig.
Yeah. As Shig dances over them and wrecks the evidence.
Yeah, I mean, essentially that's what I'm doing when I glance down there. It means not to me.
You saw it just
I'm rejoicing
before Shig wrecked it all.
Shig's excited that somebody's leaving the swath of death and destruction behind him. You know what I mean? It's a balance.
Right.
Curious balance. I
Make
bathe in that.
You need to do a 1d6 temporary corruption, Shig, for your witch sight, because you're looking at the surrounding area, etc., right? For the shadow?
Yeah, it's 1.
So you can see that's not the problem. You just got to accept some corruption for it. So they're dead. So for the most part, their shadows. If you, in the last 2 weeks, if you check the shadows of these individuals over the last 2 weeks, they were good people. These were good people. They had the kind of bright, clear shadows of good, trustworthy human beings. Right now, they're for the most part.
There is no such thing.
They're void of shadows for the most part as they're dead, right? If not, maybe there's a soft, dark, because what has happened.
I wanted to see about their leaving. You know what I mean? So I wanted that. That's what I was trying to isolate. How long have they been dead? Their essence gone is essentially what I'm saying.
Oh, hours.
So they've gone cold. So I'm not as excited as I would be.
You do pick up from the garden itself, green, shimmering, whole, healthy, natural around from the plants and from the earth itself. You pick up a golden, white shimmer, just a trace of it off into the brush. Would you have looked at the children's shadows during this 2 weeks?
Well, yes, I would have. It's a way for me to know what kind of environment I'm in,
right?
And to whether I want to partake of it or not.
Okay.
You know, whether it calls to me like it is now, or whether I would stay away from it. So I'm always kind of whenever that takes. So whenever Kabbalah says that to me, I'll gain notice of the silvery white,
and
you'll
see trace.
Me kind of pause.
It's a very, very light trace left, but you recognize that shadow as having been Josephine's shadow when you met her, right?
Yeah, and then I'll turn my head and look off in the distance and put out my hand and point. If you care to look and follow your people, they think with that way, I would think. And then leave me alone. And then I'll go around and try to pilfer anything I can off the bodies that are hanging.
Yeah.
And,
they left them in their armor. The weapons probably were left wherever they were killed. They didn't drag their weapons here to hang them, but they are still in their armor. You might find a few odd thalers in pockets or pouches, etc., but no weapons other than maybe a dagger that was still affixed to a hip if they were murdered by surprise, things like that. Most of them have. Well, I don't know if you would know this, Shig, but Todd made his cunning check. So, Todd, you would definitely notice as a treasure hunter that these guys were killed with clean wounds. I mean, they were targeted cleanly. They weren't battered down. They were probably hit with precise with tactics, maybe from behind, or like jugulars are hit, chest wounds that are over the heart. So whoever got them and got them fast and got them clean. Assassin type stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would recognize that from being in the city and seeing the deaths and how it was operated.
Yeah, these guys aren't chopped up and beat up like they fought. They probably didn't know what hit them.
They weren't ravaged by animals or whatnot.
Right.
Yeah.
And then Malleus, you're joining them, correct, now? Or are you doing something else, okay?
No, I'll join them.
Okay.
Yeah,
yes.
After not getting really too much information out of the woman, I'll kind of just follow the path of carnage, I guess, more or less.
Okay.
And kind of take in the garden area where these guys are. And then maybe just kind of ask them, any clues or any more insight as to what happened.
I'm bound along after relieving the hanging bodies of the sailors and a dagger or two, and I point that way and rejoin y'all. I think they took them that way. I still see a trace of her essence. We wish to find more blood.
And it is it is just her essence. You're not picking up any other shadows around her essence. Mm-hmm. And it disappears into the large hedgerows, right? This is the garden is fenced by a very large, well-groomed hedgerow. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What about Caballo? Have you any insight into this? Any thoughts?
Well, as I said, they died quickly. Very, very quickly. Whoever attacked them knew exactly what they were doing.
Well, the Chavarowe was a man of war anyway, correct?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yes, he was.
Okay. All right. Well, there's no way for us to question the Chamberlain since he is away at court, which is what I understand to be the case.
Yeah, and and that's in Yindaros, just so you know. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to know what his thoughts on this situation would be, as I'm quite certain that he has some tie-in, some connection to this madness. But as the family was under our watch, I think we'd better hurry and try to find out where they were taken to.
Agreed.
Yes, if we want to get our thalers.
Scraps that you get off those bodies, Shig, won't be anything.
The trail goes cold.
They won't pay to loosen the noose around your neck if Rigel finds out that this happened and we lost the family. So come on,
quickly, my friends.
Let the dead lay.
Oh yeah, I've rejoined y'all while you were talking like that, so I'm ready to go. Okay. I'm pointing. The trail goes cold, so
okay.
I'm bounding off that direction.
I see why you have nightmares at night.
Pilfering the dead.
Yeah, spirits of the dead.
Slit smiles. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I guess we'll take Shig's lead, kind of,
okay.
And maybe see if there's, because are we kind of by default kind of heading towards the the Raven?
Yeah. So if you have that map, it's the
area map,
Teresa Estate Palace and Manse map.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right. So you were in A. You were in room A, the Manse itself, right? And there's garden there, G. You're out in the garden right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Got it. Yep.
And that hedgerow there, it would be headed to the northwest toward your house. Mm-hmm. You guys would have been staying in the visitor house, B.
Okay. Yes.
That's where you would have all been staying. You would not have stayed in the main mansion with the family and the kids. You would have stayed in this visitor's house. So if you have that map in front of you, that's what you're. So Shig points in a direction that obviously of this thing he can see that's low to the ground. Shig, you would have to drop on your knees to crawl through the hedge, as clearly the 8-year-old Josephine must have done to pass through this hedgerow. Now you could obviously you guys could step through, cut through, whatever, but
I'm still inebriated anyway, so that's pretty much the posture I'm at.
Question: are there any? Can we check the stables to see if there are any horses available?
Absolutely, yeah. Again, the only way out of this garden is back through the house and out the door, or you can just cut through the hedgerow if you want to. Okay. So you see the right across from the garden is the stables there, and then there are horses in the stables. All the horses that have been there since the day you arrived. The horses you used. So when you arrived on the river. The Teresa River at the boathouse on the main map at the top, the northwest. There's this BH up there in the top by the river. It says River TE. So you came in on the river when you came with the family to the boathouse. At the boathouse, you brought wagons and horses on that road to the TE, the Teresa Estates.
Estate, right? Yep.
So those horses are the same horses that they keep here all the time. Yeah. So when you came in, though, with the family, you arrived from Murgle City, took a boat from Murgle on the river to get here, and then this road into the estates up against the mountains here, right? Okay. Now, so as you poke through the hedgerow across the stables, you can certainly count the horses. There are 6 horses that belong to the family here, John's, Sarah's, and the 4 children. And, you, of course, you've been free to ride them and enjoy the horses as all guests are. But it is the 6 horses. They are not gone. There is much blood around the front gate there, by the stables, by the guardhouse, where clearly they had killed these guards.
Yeah.
And they obviously drugged them to the garden. You can see where they drugged past the hedgerows and in through the dining room and then back out. So they went to quite a bit of effort while you were unconscious to drag these bodies through the dining room, out into the garden, and to plant these guys on stakes. They obviously had nothing better to do once they had murdered the guards, except wrangle up the family, right? You don't know whether John... if you guys were that unconscious, there's a good chance he knocked Sarah and John unconscious with whatever drug he used as well, correct? So they were probably not putting up a fight, the family, except the kids, obviously, had not been at dinner.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You can see where there's a lot of foot traffic, other horses. There's wagon, but their wagon is still in the stables. Another wagon here, obviously. If you want to make a cunning check, you can get some good details about this information, or you can just make this cursory check that there are wagon tracks. There is some, but if you want to make a cunning check, you can investigate to try to learn more details.
I will say that Malleus is not the type to dally for detail too much.
Okay.
And with Shig kind of saying that the trail is growing cold, he figures that, taste is of the essence here. So I would wave to my companions and say, let's mount up, take these horses, and perhaps we'll have a better chance on making up for lost time. I considered taking a wagon, but I don't think we've got time for that. We need to travel fast, so yeah.
Yeah, so there is the wagon that the family came in on when you arrived from the boathouse 2 weeks ago. That's here. So whatever wagon they brought was to obviously to take the family with them. There's large iron portcullis. So the walls of this estate are 25 feet high. The guard towers are 30 feet high. This is to protect from any creatures that would come off the mountains, trolls, etc. So clearly they built this as a fortress. It's an estate fortress. Large portcullis, probably 25 feet wide, iron. It drops 20 when this thing is down. So it requires a crank to lift this large portcullis gate. The gate that has been cut. So somehow they rigged it as they left. They dropped the large gate and then they cut so either somebody was on top and climbed over and down. You're gonna have to find a way to lift this gate to get the horses out. Okay. Right.
I've got an idea.
Okay.
I will wave Kubalo over and
Yes.
point up, at the severed where they change, or just ropes?
Ropes.
Heavy
just
ropes.
thick ropes.
Heavy ropes.
Yep. They
Yeah.
just sawed through it with a knife or whatever. Yep.
I'll say, do you think that we can use the horses, a couple of the horses, to maybe pull this portcullis back up, or do you think it's too heavy?
No, I think we should be able to, yes. We have to climb up there, I suppose.
Okay. All right.
Attach another rope. Yes.
Okay. Can we? All right. I'll run towards the stables and see if I can find any other rope there.
Okay.
And if we do, we can try to, as Kubalo suggests, reattach it and maybe then use the horses if they're strong enough. I don't know.
Yeah. So you just need 3 horses for you. There's 3 left. That would be 3 horses, right? You can certainly tie them together and then attach them via the wagon kit.
I'll
right?
say, Shig, you're good with animals. Come here.
I've ducked through the hedgerow already earlier.
Shig's not even around. Okay.
So Shig, are you?
While y'all doing that mess?
So Shig, are you chasing the shadow then, or what are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you said between the hedgerow. That's where I saw the trail dog.
Okay.
Too,
So
right?
while you guys are at the stables figuring this out, Shig
He's gone.
You're on your hands and knees following what's left of the shadow, right?
Okay.
You're talking about the garden hedgerows behind the aid building, right?
Well, but you would have to pass through it.
Yeah.
At this point, you'd be passed through it. This shadow, the lingering bit of the shadow, is headed toward the visitor's house, which is where you guys all stayed, which is right there, the B building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can see where it stops at the door of that visitor's house. That what's left of that remnants of that shadow.
Yeah, well, I'm half inebriated anyway, and then my focus is really I'm tuned in to find out what's going on here.
Okay.
So, anyway, I'll use my cunning and try to find out what initially is going on.
Yeah,
by
so
looking around.
make that check. Only affected by your -2 from being still drugged.
Yeah, I've been adding that. Oh my God, I rolled a 1.
Oh, nice. So as you get to the door, you see the door is shut, but her shadow disappears into the door. The door, though, itself is glowing with a bright red, dark, corrupt shadow. The door itself.
Oh, I love it.
It's in the shape of the remnants of a human being that crossed through this door. Clearly.
Mm-hmm. Which door are we talking about?
This is the door of the guest house, which is if you have that map.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
So Shig's at the door of B while you guys are getting the horses and everything for the portcullis, right?
Okay.
Well, I would say by the time they got their horses and was ready in that, I would be aware to hear him call me. You know what I mean? Since I just trailed down.
Yep.
So while he's doing that, I excitedly, like jump up in the air and clap my hands together like I've really, found the source of this corruption, which to me might mean a wholly different thing that does to y'all. And when I hear your name, I scamper up immediately to you. Yes, I found her. I found the source that's taking her. And then I'm kind of jumping up and down like a little kid trying to grab at you. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to touch me at all because, like I said, my skin undulates with, mucus and maggots just like that. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to reach at you with the recesses, and you want to stay downwind of me. So I'm always off from you, but I'm really close to you right now, which is not
what did you find? What did you find? Tell me.
I followed a trail into the house. When we stood over there, the house we were in.
All right.
He's entered it, I see, with a witch sight. And then I'll point to my eyes and give you a big,
All right.
mucus bloody smile.
Okay. I'll draw my...
Charming.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. I meant to warn you about him.
Yeah.
At least he's on your side.
Yeah, for now, yeah. I'll draw my blades and walk into the guest house.
Okay. So as you grab the door,
you're just striding in. I'm trying to stop you from. You know what I mean? Anyway.
right?
But yeah, you're just marching in. So I stop all of a
What's
sudden.
going on here?
Yeah, the door.
Look to see if your head comes flying off or something.
You didn't want to go in there and look, so I'll do it.
Oh hell, I want to find out what happens to you. Yeah.
So the door has normally got a latch. You push down on it and it would unlatch and open. That's been busted. So somebody kicked this door in. So it pushes open, and into the guest house. There are stairs that go up into the loft where there is sleeping quarters. Down below, of course, is a fire pit, etc. As you come in, you see the room is disheveled. Everything is flipped over. It's clearly someone has searched through it, gone through it.
Okay.
And then you can see it's hard to tell whether somebody has left here. If somebody left this door, they might not have pulled it shut, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's hard to say whether, if they left the way they came in is, I guess, the point I'm trying to make, right?
That's it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there's a stairway up, and you guys know this house. You've been staying here for 2 weeks. This has been your...
Yeah.
So some of your luggage and things,
stuff.
you might notice your stuff's been thrown about. Somebody's flipped over furniture. If there's any kind of crates or storage containers, they've opened those. They're clearly were searching for something. All right, this room has been completely ransacked.
I say, shit, did you have anything
stumble
hidden
in
here?
Right behind Mally is stumble in.
Did you have anything hidden in here that we don't know about?
I'm walking past you and I'm sniffing the air and looking around or whatever. I'm looking, using the witch sight to see if I'm seeing the trails, seeing the stairs, or where it goes. Trying to see that.
Yeah, make again, and that's going to be another corruption. So roll, add a corruption to this as you continue to try to use this witch sight.
Okay, that was a big negative. Automatic 20. I rolled a 1 and then a 20.
No. You don't.
So
you don't have to roll. You just got to add corruption to this. So roll d6.
Okay. Well,
so you already got 1 temporary corruption. So roll another d6.
2. So I get 3.
Okay, so 3 temporary corruption. As the scene continues and you're straining to continue to see, most of this room is remnants of that the bright red, maroon, and dark swirling shadow. What's left of it, and it ascends the stairs. But now there's no evidence of the girl's shadow. So it's been, if there was any lingering effect of Josephine's shadow, it's succumbed to this other shadow in the room, right? Mm-hmm. But you can see where that shadow did ascend the stairs.
Well, my chest is heaving more so, and I'm almost in trance-like following it up, and I'm giving you a come hither, backwards claw motion, like I'm pointing up the stairs. It ascends. So you can tell I'm really passionate about this. If you know anything about me, I correct, I ride that corruption is taking over.
Kabbalah, are you?
I embrace it.
Kabbalah,
I am.
Are you with them or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there anything I can discern using my cunning?
Yeah. Go ahead and make a check.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I made it. 9.
So you can make out, despite Shig's antics, as he ascends the stairs, you make out. It sounds like a soft whimper, maybe some crying, and you can see you notice a basically dripping from the rafters. So the stairs ascend up to a room in which there's beds that go around and you see under the stairwell, like it's a wooden stairwell goes up. You can see through the slats. You can see something dripping, and you can see now underneath that there's blood in the floor you're on, but it's dripping from the floor above where Shig's headed, and you hear a whimpering and like a crying, very 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 quiet.
I will quietly get Malice's attention and just cast my eyes upwards to where the blood is coming from, so that he too is aware.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, I see.
Yes.
A quiet hint. Okay.
Yes, a
All right.
quiet hint without getting it away.
Okay.
Yes. I'm sure Shig's making more than enough
Yeah.
noise to cover up.
No, I'm not clambering up. I'm stealthily crawling. I'm more like trance-like. You know what I mean? Anticipation.
With all of the maggots falling off of you and everything else. So.
Right.
Yes, you're...
Shig,
They're encased inside my covering, my mucus covering. They're just inside the folds on the skin or whatnot, writhing around. Leeches too. You know what I mean? They're what keeps me healthy. I'm continually leeched. That's why my strength is like a 5.
Keep painting that picture for us.
Oh man, it never is never going to end.
Yeah. If you had described him this way 2 sessions ago, you wouldn't have been staying with the family. That's for sure.
Exactly.
I did. That's why I said
I had him in a hole somewhere outside.
You would have been staying in the stables with all the other animals.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I love him because that's definitely a worldview in Symbaroum.
Does Caballo have any ranged ability, weaponry at all?
I do have a throwing axe. Yes.
You have a throwing axe? Okay. All right. Okay.
Oh no! My dagger. My dagger is my only throwing weapon. That's it.
Throwing daggers. Okay. That's cool.
Well,
Okay.
you can throw damn near anything if you have to.
Yeah.
Chairs, whatever it takes, right?
Throw a Shig. Yeah.
So Shig, as you creep up the stairs and
Shig's like throwing a cat.
Right, as you creep up the stairs and your eyes come over the last step, you see laying in the middle of the room, in a puddle of blood. You can see it's an adult creature, but it's not human. It's it breathes heavily. Clearly not dead yet, but dying in a puddle of blood. You can see his feet are because his feet are facing you. So as you pop up, it's like you can see his feet at this end. They're webbed, kind of. They look like duck feet. Really? Right? And there's 2, so it's a bipedal. And you can see he's breathing very heavily as he moans and gurgles, slowly, clearly bleeding out. Who knows how many hours he's been laying here dying. And you see he's got an arm extended on his right toward the far corner of like a bureau, wardrobe. But he's for the most part doing very little, but slowly dying, it looks like.
Well, I mean, my eyes are going to pop around after I see him. And then I'll make a little gurgling yelp and kind of bound forward and go around him. And as I'm examining, my eyes are just all over his body, and I'm seeing all this stuff you're describing, right? Mm-hmm. And I will make you better. And I'm wanting to save him in a way, but also get some of his essence off him. So I'm taking the leeches that are on me and then, attaching them to him. As if you're coming up, you'll see this, and I'm trying to pad through and looking over it.
At first glance, he's garbed in cloaks, heavy green woolen cloaks with a hood. You can't see his head because his hood's down. The puddle of blood is you probably have to step in it, Shig, to move around him. You're stepping through his blood. This is what's pooled and dripped through to the floor below.
I'll take others' bloods and use them as war paint on me, as like I said, like that anyway. But that's just the prince. So
okay,
but
he doesn't appear to hear or acknowledge you, but he's breathing heavily, gurgling, spluttering. It's.
I'm checking my witch sight to see how fast he's expiring and see if there's any.
Your witch sight's still going. Bright red, encircled by. He's pretty corrupt individual. Again with his hands.
Yeah, I recognize him as the person who came in here. So I've got my quarry, but me leeching him should bring him back to health.
Right, and then in the far corner, emanating from the wardrobe, is the bright white golden shadow. Right.
My head snaps over there real quick after I recognize it like that. It kind of pulls me away from that. And then I lift up and call to the others. The girl, she's here. And then I'll snap my head back around and look at him and still examine his body.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm pilfering him at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Looting him.
So as you feel his back, he's on his face, he's belly
Hopefully
down.
it's broken.
Right. You can feel that he's got armor on under this cloak. Just a few inches away from him is a weapon. It's a strange weapon, as you notice his hands are almost not cloven, but there aren't a lot of great digits here for him to do mechanical work.
Well, I'm sweeping away any weapons outside of his, outside of the. I need to clear the area.
Yeah, and so you can feel underneath his robes a dagger. You can see he's got some kind of a sword there, but it's built for his type of his ability to hold this thing. His hands are he's got like a feathered arm. It's feathery, kind of black. It's not fur.
Leathery or feathery?
Feathery. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just pulling anything that I see that is weapon away from, and then you hear it clang across the room as I'm flinging it away. Right.
Yep. And as you pull his hood down and flip him over, his eyes are wide, but it appears as though he's gone. I mean, he's whatever's left of him is just dying. He's just dying out. He's got a beak. For the lack of a better term, he looks like a duck man. And
Really?
You would have heard rumors of the Andrics. This is an Andric who are peddlers. They are a race that is hated by all other races. It's kind of a bastardized race of creatures. They are peddlers. They came over with the humans. They are nomads, but rarely. None of you have ever seen one. This is the webbed feet.
I'm betwixt, but I'll pull his my lovelies out from underneath the ones that happen to attach to him underneath the feathers. You know what I mean, and then put him back on me. And
he's got armor. Let me find a picture of him here. He's in the book. The Andric, the race of Andric. They're basically, I don't know if you can see. Oh shoot, I don't think I'm able to see it. They're a duck-like creature, duck man. They're build
cowards
with strange hands and of course webbed duck-like feet. Yeah.
Okay. About size-wise, are they shig size or tall, bigger?
Yeah,
bigger,
about the size of a goblin, maybe a little bigger.
Okay.
They're famous for being great pirates on the rivers. You've heard about it, but you haven't spent a lot of time on the rivers, so you haven't seen them yet. But the boat, when you arrived on the river, the boat master Skaggs might have mentioned that if you go further north, you may deal with Andric pirates.
Okay.
Okay.
I will snap at Shig and say, "I don't see the girl. Where is she?"
And I'll jerk my head over toward the closet as I'm, still wringing the weapons from him and trying to undo the whatever loot I can.
I'll nod at Kubalo and kind of give him a neck or a head nod to get on the other side of the doorway. So when I open it, at least we've got the door flanked just in case.
Mm-hmm.
I will do so.
Okay, and I will grab the handle of the door and fling it open.
Okay, you find huddled there at the base of it, Josephine. She's sobbing. She won't look up at you. She doesn't know who she hasn't identified that you're friend or foe. Covered in blood. Shig, at the same time, you realize that what killed this duck man was he had been obviously stabbed in the throat by, it looks like, something she had just found laying around. May have been a dagger or something here among your effects that she just happened to hit him right in the throat with this thing.
Okay, which is what I was looking for, where he'd been penetrated and what weapon he may be laying on.
Right, and it's a throat wound, probably a sheer accident that she hit him just right. At some point, around you do notice there's some blood, her bare feet, etc. Now you can see where she took a couple of steps. Obviously, whenever she hit him, It got blood on her. Tracked some of that over to the wardrobe. She's huddled, curled up in a ball, whimpering, crying in the bottom of this wardrobe. It's like kind of similar to the one I've got here in the bedroom here. A large.
I pull his beak. Okay, I pull his beak back and Rich's head back and see, you know what I mean, and show y'all where he was cut up.
Yeah, he gurgles and spews. Blood comes out of his beak. You know, the nostrils in his beak bubble blood. Yeah. And then his chest's heaving faster and faster, and then it suddenly stops as he expels his last breath. This was just the final bit of trauma that his body could take. You wrestling his head around.
Okay.
The girl again. Shaking, she won't look up at you. She's not, she doesn't know what to expect, right?
Girl, where's the rest of your family?
I'll stand in front of Shig to block the ghastly sight of him from the child.
Yeah,
yes.
She is a child, right?
Covered in this, yes, this is Josephine, the 8-year-old. The 8-year-old girl.
8, yes.
She's the youngest of the Teresa family, right?
Okay, I'll, go ahead, Todd.
Yeah, well, she's traumatized by the experiences. What's happened?
Yeah, they've obviously this creature chased her into the house. She, somehow in self-defense, it appears to have killed it by accident.
Okay. Is there any way I can calm her down?
Absolutely. Just describe what it is you want to do, and
I will use soothing words. Maybe I had a relationship with this child.
Sure.
As far as, I was friendly with her, and we just we're friends as you would be with an 8-year-old, I guess.
Yeah.
The
minute she hears your voice, she looks up. She might stand and throw her arms around your neck.
There you
go. Grasping you, shaking. She's trembling, crying. They came for me. They came for me, and she holds tight around your neck. Right.
There, little one. You are safe now. And I will pick her up.
Okay.
In my arms. All right. Is there anything you can tell us about what has occurred here?
She takes a while to calm down. She finally lifts her head from your neck, looks up at you. She's snot and tears, and she says, they came for my brothers and my sister. Susanna brought me down to the kitchen, was trying to sneak me out when this thing, and when she sees it in the floor where she left it dying, she back into your sobbing again. So this is clearly the one that murdered Milas and Susanna in the kitchen.
Ow.
Trying to get the girl from Susanna. Okay.
So
you're able to get that much from her.
Right. And this little one was able to defeat this creature?
Obviously, she somehow she was able to, with a lucky strike, get it in the jugular or the neck and kill it. Mm-hmm. I mean, she can't. All she can say to you is that she grabbed something, but she wouldn't.
Yes.
She wouldn't know what she did. But suddenly it, fell out on the floor and it's clearly expired here in its own wound. Right.
Mm-hmm. Right. Very well then. You will not have to worry about this creature anymore, my dear. What are we going to do with this little one? Because is there anyone left that can care for her while we continue on?
Well, there's the cook is in the kitchen, Vishon.
All right. I will.
You still haven't found Helena, the housekeeper, lady's maid. Shane, the stable boy, you haven't seen. And Geordie, who's the game warden, but he doesn't normally stay in the estate. He stays in the old estate, the ruins that are just southwest of here on the map. That's the old Manse ruins. But those are the other servants you haven't seen.
I believe I should take the little one back to the cook so that she is not traveling with us as we go forward.
Jason, will we know or will we have an idea as to who, or unless I missed it, do we know who the Teresas are Are they allied with a larger noble house, or are they, you know?
Well, seeing as his father is the chamberlain to the queen, most likely they're allied with many nobles in the court.
Many nobles.
Yeah, other barons. I'm sure they are. Yeah, you may not have met any here during your 2-week stay with them. But you know, again, it's one of those circles, right? They all run in the same circles, kind of thing. So they're probably. Yes, I mean, the very simple answer to that is absolutely. They would have other noble connections, yeah.
Okay, I guess what I'm ultimately getting at is, would it make sense for us to report this to Murgile or to Ravernia or Indara? Where would we, you know, who would we...
Yeah, I mean, that would be entirely up to you, how you want to go about...
Really?
Do you want to keep this a secret? Do you want to tell the Chamberlain? Do you want to hunt this guy down? It's entirely up to you guys, how you want to handle...
okay.
Now, a quick question. We got to hear about
it's clear in the note that they made demands that the Chamberlain do something, and the Chamberlain hadn't done it, so they decided to kidnap his family.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I just didn't know if there was maybe a more... not direct route, but I don't know how difficult it may be to gain audience with the Chamberlain.
Right.
That's why I was just...
That's all in my prep, just in case you go there.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
So it could be very difficult, right? It just depends, right?
Okay. All right. That's all.
But I prepared in case you go to Yindaros, right?
Okay. All right. Okay.
Now, you did say that we got there via river, right?
Yeah.
No, you came from Murgile, so you traveled overland with rented horses to Murgile, left the horses with the horse master there, took their Teresa boat up the river to the boathouse, and then the Teresa horses and wagons brought you to the estate, right?
Yeah,
so the fastest way to travel is via river, right?
Well, that's what I'm getting at. So Shig jumps up, and we're discussing this, and I stand, I jump up, and I walk over, and I start to walk down the stairs because it's been along with a child, and the creature there, he's one from the river. They've abducted the family and taken them down the river by a boat. That's why they didn't steal the horses. So, anyway, Sheik starts walking down the stairs. You know what I mean? And we must find a boat.
Kabbalah, when you bring the girl into the kitchens, back through the house, through the dining room, back to the kitchens, Vinshawn, who's now laid her close friend, probably lover, on the kitchen table. She's somehow managed to lift his body up and onto the large prep table. Susanna, she's managed to pull out into the garden, and she sees you come in with the child, and she races to you, accepting the child. The child's known her whole life, right? This is their cook. So the child readily goes to Vashon, if you want to give the child to Vashon.
Yes, I will. I will trust her with the young one, and then I will continue back to my companions.
Okay. Shig, you're coming down the stairs. What are you doing, Malleus? You've got the girl. You've investigated the body.
Yeah. If there's, I have no idea if Shig found anything of note on the body at all. Anyway, so I'll just. I'll take a cursory glance and then follow them outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once you get outside, of course, again, you're. It's now, maybe 11 o'clock in the morning, right? Mm-hmm. The horses, of course, are where you started to set them up to lift this portcullis. Kabbalah is coming out of the gardens, or I should say, around the through the hedgerow, right? Steps through the hedgerow as you've had to carve your way through this large hedgerow.
Yes.
And again, you notice where they clearly had a lot of traffic, the wagons, horses. So they must have loaded up the family in a wagon. now that you're aware of these webbed feet, you might even notice some webbed feet. It's hard to tell, but they're bipedal.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell how many there might have been. But there's
Well,
boots,
I'm
but there's
backtracking
boots
around.
among the webbed feet too, so they weren't just these andrix. They were part of the group, right?
The group, okay.
But that's the only thread that I'm following. So that's what I want to say around the poles to where we saw the web feet and where, Kabbalah pointed them out to me. And all of a sudden I'm walking to backtrack to where they came from, which in my mind is the boathouse.
Okay.
And how we got there.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. Now the boathouse, you're gonna have to get out of the portcullis, which is just a matter of time. You set the horses up, the horses pull the portcullis up. You're able to ride through on your 3 horses. Not far. I mean, these are 80-foot blocks, so we're talking down the road there. You're going to get to the boathouse there along the small river pretty quick on these horses.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure.
It's like 1,900 feet, so it's
wasn't
not
sure
miles.
which. I wasn't sure which route they took or what.
Well, if you want to
circumstances, so
investigate around to see if you can find a trail,
that's why I wanted to at least get the horses just in case.
Yeah.
So.
Do you want to attempt to track then where they headed?
Yeah, we can look around. I mean, it would be wise instead of just going in circles or guesstimating if we can. But yeah,
sure. So all of you put your cunning to work, or vigilance to work as you look the area over. The wagon is the easiest thing to spot. It's leaving pretty deep ruts.
Okay.
Any successful vigilant checks?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I got a 4.
Wow.
Yes, 6.
Okay, so both of you see where this wagon veered off the right. So it comes out the gate. There's the road that will take you north west toward the river. You can see where this wagon went off, headed cross toward. Really, let me see if I can pull up the map. Headed north from the estates toward the mountain, along the mountain. You can see those. Oh God! I made the how steep the mountains are here behind it in this.
Yeah, the topography there, or the.
So it looks like they might be headed north toward the mountains. Obviously, there's no way they got wagons. What you're looking at, and if you've ridden around the estate and you've enjoyed for 2 weeks any period of time around here, you know that they couldn't have headed up those mountains here. It's too steep. So they would have had to have gone farther north or farther south. But they're clearly the wagon goes off. Both of you spotting this, the wagon is deep. It leaves deep ruts. So one, they probably loaded up. Yeah. They probably loaded up. That would be loaded with the bodies, but it's leaving some deep ruts that must be maybe a jail wagon, the kind of wagon you would lock prisoners in. So it's heavy. It's a heavy wagon. Yeah. It's a heavy wagon, right? So you can tell from how deep these ruts are. It's not just these 6 family members or whatever, not 5, because one of the people, the little girl's with you.
Right.
But the wagon is heavy, so it must be either loaded with people or it is a jail type wagon, right? I don't know if you'd be familiar with the different types of wagon tracks, but it's deep. These are deep. So it's not hard to follow them once you follow them off the road. You can follow them.
Can I say that Malleus, having been in the military, may have some familiarity with the...
So you recognize the wide... They leave where they've fixed metal to the wooden rims. They use metal on these. These are the kind of wagons you would use on roads. They're wider than normal. This would be a heavy war wagon, probably for prisoners.
Okay.
So this guy's, and from your soldiering, these suckers don't move quick. Certainly not off road.
Right. So once they took the path or the road out of the estate, you're saying that they veered north at that point?
Almost.
So
they come right out the front door of the estate, and they veer off, right? So they don't take the road any distance at all.
Oh, okay. All right. I will relay this little bit of
Kubla sees this too. Now he may not know the wagon, but he sees the tracks and
I just let him know that hey, it's slow moving. We should have no problem catching up to it. Yeah.
Yep.
With our horses, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Now, again, you were out for a long time. You were enjoying the wine after the meal. You probably were past. So it's been hours. But the point is, that they can't be going very quickly, right?
Okay.
All right. So you want to follow those wagon tracks then?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So on the horses, Shig, you're doing the same, or where are you going? You guys are all going there, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess I'll reluctantly saddle up and go along for the ride.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm following. I'm.
Okay.
I want to get my money.
Road pigs only. Or
He's used to riding swine.
There you go.
So these wagon tracks, they head north, up around the far north end of the estate, and they get fairly close to the mountain wall, and they follow along the sheer sides of the mountains here. And you follow these for 2 or 3 hours. Shig and Kubla, Kubla, dang it, I can't get your name right. I'm so sorry. Kubalo, both you and Shig start to shake off this fuzzy-headed kind of muscles, and so you're now recovered fully from the sedative. So no more -2 to your attribute checks, right? As it's been hours. You get to you go far enough north, 3 or 4 hours north, that you come to a bridge that crosses the river there, and there's a lake. Here's where we get a little cobblestone, and it's more difficult now to pick up the wagon tracks, but there's only one place this wagon could have gone. It's over this bridge north here. Now, again, this is on the main actual game map, gentlemen. It won't be drawn on my maps. This would be on the let me see if I can pull it up. Can I put it in Discord? I think I can.
You can either put it in Discord, or you can share it. I don't know.
So just so you know, here we go.
You can even pin it. Eh?
Let me see if that might do it.
And you could pin it to the top.
Oh, I can. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's Murgile. You see that little the mountains there. You guys were in the little cleft of that mountain there. You followed along that to this river, and you've crossed that river. So you're in the right hand edge of that hex where the river Y's. It goes into a Y there around that mountain. Okay.
Yes. Yep.
And that's where Murgle. So that river comes in. It branched off onto a road down to their estates, and now you followed the mountains all along here. So as you cross this river over the bridge, come to the fork, you see now where the road breaks off and follows the river up between those two mountains, and the wagon clearly went up that direction.
Oh boy. Okay.
And you now begin to realize this is headed up the pass into the Raven Mountains. The wagon, this is harder ground, so the wagon leaves less deep ruts now. And you travel another couple hours, and you come upon a village of humans. It's a small village. They are working, doing what they do in their labors, and they see you coming. They're Ambrians, but they're not city folk. These are folks that have lived in the mountains since they migrated over. They've stayed. They watch you as you approach their little village. Some stop what they're doing, whether they're cutting lumber or tanning deer or whatever, and they watch as you approach. Somewhat quizzical. One of the adult men step out, nods, and greets you with a traditional Ambrian greeting, hand up and open, as a greeting, as you ride in.
Okay. All right. As we ride up, Malleus will kind of just take a glance around to kind of just judge the body language and kind of like the goings on, just to he's been in situations where they've come in occupied villages or areas before where the people kind of they're going about their business, but you can tell there's like a aura of like tension in the air,
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, they're standoffish. They clearly, when they catch eye of the goblin, you see furrowed brows as they don't obviously like the idea of the goblin. They are. You might notice some of the individuals watching are a bit bemused, kind of like, "Wow, we're a tourist trap of late." Right? You're not the first group to come through here recently, kind of, right? So, like, wait a minute, why suddenly is there so much traffic coming through our little village, kind of thing, right?
Right. Okay.
But they aren't. They don't shun you. They don't turn away from you. They, again, one of the gentlemen who's canning a deer or something steps out and, open palmed.
I'll return the gesture first of all.
Yeah.
So I'll do that. Make sure I do that. Yeah, and then I will hop off of the mount and walk up, and I will say greetings. I'm Malleus from the south. Have you had any travelers, any other recent travelers come through here recently?
He smiles. I am Bjorg, and he smiles, and you see he's got, rotten teeth. He's missing a front tooth, but he's very friendly. Smiles.
Mm-hmm.
Long, kind of greasy hair. He's muscled up, sweating. He's been clearly working.
Mm-hmm.
He smiles and looks at you, and he says, "Yes, you are trying to catch your friends."
I'll smile and laugh,
Mm-hmm.
and I will say, you're sharper than you appear, my friend. Mm-hmm. And I say, yes. I'll say they are kidnappers, and they have a family hostage. And I wave towards the gents behind me, and I say, and we're trailing them.
I cannot believe that of Scarum and his allies.
I shrug. I say, did you not see the family in bondage with them?
Family in bondage. He looks at his fellow villagers, kind of surprised, and he said, "Well, they had a wagon, but we that was draped in furs, and we saw nothing, heard nothing."
Okay.
And the Andrix, we have peaceful dealings with the Andrix. They live at the old mine up the pass.
Okay. Were there any?
I can't believe this of them.
Were there any Ambrians with them?
Oh, there was a man driving the wagon, but he didn't say much to us. He was shrouded and cloaked and focused on the horses driving the wagon.
I'll describe Chavarowe to them. Does that ring a bell, or was
he
covered?
Yeah, he just shakes and says, "Well, we saw not of his face as he's wearing a hood, but he was certainly Ambrian, but focused and didn't speak to us." As he's talking to you, he shifts his eye and kind of nods his head toward one of the buildings. And these people live in tents mostly and lean-tos, but there's a couple of smaller buildings that are more permanent, but hard to say what they are. But as he does, he kind of nods toward one of them, pointing your eye toward an Andric who's standing in the doorway with the heavy woolen green cloak pulled down. He's clearly armed. He's got something in his hands, and he's kind of standing in the doorway of that small, watching this conversation. Okay. But he lets you know that Andric's there. This person you're talking to.
I'll say the last I'll ask of you then, my friend, is how long ago did they pass through here?
He looks up, glances kind of over nervously at the Andric, and then back toward you. Hour and a half.
Okay.
The mine is only 2 hours from here.
Okay. All right. I'll turn back and catch Kubalo's eye, and I'll also kind of give a nod towards. How do you pronounce it again, Jason? The duck.
Andriks. They're called
Andriks.
Andriks. Andriks. Yeah,
Okay,
they're in the
Andriks.
monster manual at the very end of the monster codex.
Okay. I'll nod towards the Andriks and kind of like, give a tap under my eye as if to watch that one. We may,
Yeah, so Kabola, you quickly see this creature with you can see his little bill sticking out from his hood. You can see his webbed feet, and again, he's got these strange, almost, it's like bird. I guess if birds had wings that came to hands, right? Like penguin hands, I guess. Think of penguin, right?
Right.
Yeah. And he's doing something. It's like he's got some kind of fetish or something he's holding.
Okay.
Like a little statuette or something. Hard to say.
I'll look around. Where's Shig at? Where's he at?
He's he got off his horse and worked his way a little bit closer and kind of is behind one of the recesses in the shadows, the welcoming shadows of a tent. But you see him poke his eye out, and he knows exactly because he's looking at that Ambrian over there. And, I do a finger like that, getting you to come closer to me, because he recognizes you saw him too.
Okay, I'll get a little bit closer, and in a hissed whisper, I'll say, "What do you make of that Andriks over there, the cloaked one at the building?"
I think he guards the family, but we don't want to waste our time if he's a decoy and the family's taken up to the mine. I can determine where the family is. And then I'll start, bringing out my talisman or whatever like that. And I don't know if you recognize that, but I'll withdraw a little bit and sit down, and my eyes will start to go, and I'll start drawing circles and different, iconography on the ground.
Well,
I'm going into a little bit of a trance.
I was going to ask you if you could tell if that Andriks had any of the eye of a witch about him or not before you start doing all that stuff.
Okay.
Well, your temporary corruption's gone because we did an interlude to get you here, so we're in a scene. So a new scene, your temporary corruption's gone, by the way.
Oh, yeah, and I'm going to naturally, automatically look at
Jason
people.
Said he had some kind of totem or something in his hand or something.
Yeah, he's got some kind of statuette
before,
totem.
Before you start getting carried away, you better.
Very good call. Yeah. So I'll do that, but I would have naturally looked at him anyway for my character.
All right, okay, my mistake.
So just make a temporary corruption check for witch sight. If you're doing witch sight, yeah.
Yeah. 4.
4, okay. He's
At the glow?
Very similar to the other Andrik, bright red with dark black swirls. Whatever it is he's playing with in his hand doesn't give off any particular. It's hard to see the shadow of that thing for his shadow, right? It's like his shadow is overwhelming whatever it is he's playing with, but you don't get the sense.
Well, I'll say not him, but maybe another will escape my lips as I delve into my trance or whatever like that. So,
okay,
no, very good catch.
The humans, the Ambrians, the villagers around here, all bright greens, bright yellows, whites. They're all apparently non-corrupt humans. They're all very. Their shadows are pretty darn, clean. Right? But this
he's soaked in corruption, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Hey, Jason, while Shig is about to do his thing, can Kubalo and I go over and talk to the Andriks, if possible?
Sure, absolutely. Well, it takes almost an hour to conduct a ritual, Shig, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
But I know he likes to drink. They probably got some ale around here somewhere.
Yeah, so as you approach the Andrik, while you're preparing your ritual, he steps out further. Again, he's a little shorter than your normal human, maybe 5'7", maybe 5'6". Pulls his hood down. His eyes kind of into a severe squint as he anticipates trouble. The fetish, he reaches back, and someone from the doorway snatches the fetish from his hand. You don't see, all you see is the hand snatch the fetish back inside the building. Yeah. Then he pulls his robes open and plants his strange hands on his weapons, puffs his chest out, and eagerly awaits any greeting you have for him. Okay. Defiantly, though, chest out, hands on hips, or hands on weapons.
Does this building have any exterior signs that it is maybe some kind of like lodge or?
Yeah, it looks like a residence, maybe. Okay.
All right.
However, it is one of the few permanent residents you see glancing about the village. Yeah, so it would have to be somebody important, you think, that would live here if it's a residence.
Okay, that's what I was. It's not an inn or a tavern or anything like that.
No. Okay. No, it's too small for that. We're talking like 8 by 12 square.
Okay.
Yeah, like one room. It's like a 1-room cabin.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. I'll
one story. It's only one story.
Oh, one story. Okay.
Yeah, wooden.
I'll maybe stop like maybe I don't know a little further than arm's length away from him, and after taking another glance to see where Kubalo is, I'll turn towards the Andrix and I will say greetings.
Greetings, is that all? Human? Is that all you have for me? I know what you think of me and my kind.
I'll raise my hand up in the greeting that I got when we got here, and I'll say, I know nothing of your kind or of these parts. So don't judge my demeanor by false accusations.
He kind of hisses a slight chuckle through his beak. But you will, as we will eventually, be the greatest of all here in Ambria.
Okay, all right. I nod. I say that may be, whether it be in my lifetime or another lifetime. That is up to you and your people. I care not. What I care about is the Ambrian and the other Andrix that came through here earlier this morning. What do you know of them?
What I know of them stays with me. What is it of your business?
Say because they are murderers.
He hisses. He hisses, and it's more of a gasp than a laugh. But it's almost in disdain. Glances over at Kubalo. Steps a little further out, away from the doorway, as if he's making sure he doesn't get trapped between the building and you guys. Right? He feels a little bit a little tight spaced.
Yeah.
As he watches Kubalo as well, and back at you.
I am reaching for my dagger, and it's I have a back sheath, right?
Yeah.
Across my back, lower back. So my hand's going behind my back, and I look at the Andrix and I go, "We've had enough of you puffing your feathers at us, friend. You'll tell us what you know now, or face our wrath."
Let's make a persuasion check.
I was just going to say that. Yeah.
With a +2, because he's outnumbered. He's somewhat trapped here. So add 2 to this. A positive to your persuasion. So you add the 2 to your persuasion. Roll under.
Okay. All right.
Well,
I had 12 with the plus, and I rolled an 8.
Nice.
Oh, nice. So he, you see him. You see his, again, these kind of strange feathered hands grip tightly the hilts, but not like he's drawing them, but like he's flexing them. He looks about the door now. He was standing in the door, leaning on the doorway, playing with the fetish. He stepped out. He handed it back. Now the door shuts and blocking him out. Right. So now he's literally right. He stands. He lets his cloak fold down over his weapons. And he said, "They're headed to the mine."
And
we know that. What do you know of them?
Well, I know that he is keeping. I know that they have fallen in league with this Ambrian. He has promised them great things.
Mm-hmm. Why would they take such a chance in harming a noble family of the Ambrians? Don't they realize that they'll bring the wrath of the Ambrians down upon them?
Yeah, he hisses at that, spits and splutters a little bit, looks down and then up into the sky. I know not why they would make such great, dangerous challenges, but the Ambrian clearly has promised them something for their efforts. The Ambrian I know not well. I just know he showed up and he has recruited these my kinfolk.
And why were you not so enamored by this Ambrian?
Because I am not as stupid as them. You know from that remark he's full of shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right? The way he says that, looks away, you get a pretty good idea he is with them. Mm-hmm. But he's denying it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
I look towards Kubalo and I kind of thrust a thumb at the Andrix and I say, he's not worth anything to me. Perhaps we should just be on our way. I think we waste our time here with him.
I do not take my eyes off the Andrix.
Okay.
I agree with my companion.
Oh,
I step back.
Okay, and I'll stop and I'll turn at the Andrix and I'll say, it will be wise of you to stay out of our way.
Yeah, he hisses again, pulls his cloak back a little bit, hands on the hilts, or paws, whatever the heck they are, paws of some kind, I guess, on the hilts, and hisses at you, spitting spit from his nostrils, blowing. His mouth's closed, but he's blowing snot from his nostrils. Yeah, human, you've given us orders our whole lives. Yes, we know you hate us.
Okay.
I have no use for you either.
I shrug and I say, I'm not the one who traveled in your lands and kidnapped innocent family and children. And I'd spit on my own then in the ground as well. And then walk off to find out what Shig is up to after that.
Yeah, Shig is in the middle of meditation, right?
Yeah. I'm thinking y'all are protecting me. But, so...
Yeah,
my whole body's just kind of really relaxed.
Nobody's coming close to you.
As you guard him and watch over, you do see the local villagers as they've watched and heard this. They basically shoo the Andrix out of town. They shoo him off down the path the way you came. So the local villagers have run this Andric out of town while you're guarding Del.
Okay. Were you going to say something else? I didn't.
Go ahead.
I might interrupt you. No.
Del, go ahead.
Oh, no. I thought you said Todd. No, I'm fine. I'm in meditation, man. In game and out.
Oh, did Todd? I'm sorry. Did I cut off Todd? I'm sorry.
No, you didn't.
Okay, I didn't know after we finished talking to that guy. Did you have something else you wanted to do? I just was making sure.
I was just saying that as you walked away, I would have kept my eyes on him with my hand on the pommel of my dagger and just kind of step back from slow, never taking my eyes off him until I was a good 10 feet away, and then turned.
Yeah, and you would have seen eventually some of these Ambrians again chase the Andrix out of town, down the hill, away, the way you came. They would have watched carefully while they went back to work, but they would have watched carefully what it is Shig's up to. It's number one, he's a goblin. Number two, he's doing something very strange. But they don't approach you. They don't harass you. They allow it to happen. At some point, the door of the cabin comes open. A young teenage boy comes out with a couple of these fetishes and brings them over to you and shows them off. Says they're for sale. And they're carvings. They're beautiful wooden carvings. This kid has clearly been doing, and he's willing to, he's willing to take almost anything for him as he shows off these fetishes. keeping a distance from Shig while he meditates and makes his motions, whatever it is Shig's doing.
Low, gurgling, moaning sounds. It's just scary. Like Will.
I'll buy maybe 5 of these fetishes from the kid.
Oh yeah, so he hands them to you and rushes in and comes out with 3 more. Yeah, showing them to you. This one, and until you've selected your 5.
Yeah, and then I'll strategically place them around Shig.
Oh, nice. He watches, as all the other Ambrians of the small village, they watch this, and now they're all, before you know it, you realize you've got an audience watching all of this. All the villagers are now watching. Okay. They've seen you buy these fetishes from one of the children.
Every time you set one down,
they're now interested. Smiles changes on their faces. Before you know it, they're bringing out Ale. You get elbowed in the ribs, and they offers you a wooden cup of drink of some kind.
Okay, I'll gladly take it.
Gladly. Kubalo. So Kubalo, you get somebody taps you on the shoulder and offers you a wooden cup of drink. Because it takes about an hour for this to go down. It's like everybody's getting ready for the show, right?
It better be good. I don't know what he's doing.
Whatever it is in these cups, if you choose to taste or drink, it's just some kind of brew, some kind of a beer, right? Kind of a bitter barley brew.
We've got to be kind of parched from our trip up here, so definitely toss it down, toss it back.
Okay. And then Del, tell us your ritual, what it looks like, and then ask your yes or no question.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, every time he was setting down a new totem, it was strange because I would like sync with it and then intone another guttural sound that was coming from me. Eerie tones that I do like that. And sometimes I would shake and shudder in different positions. So I could imagine them watching this, and then wondering what I was going to do next or whatever.
Right.
By contortions. And then all of a sudden it'll stop and my eyes will snap open. And I'll have the answer to, is the family being held in that building?
The building
so here in
the building here in the village. Okay.
That's what I went under to ask.
So with that searching question, you're sucked into this vortex of, and you're going to feel pain and suffer 1d4 corruption.
Oh boy!
Right, so roll that corruption. Add it to your 4 that you've already got temporary.
Okay. Better. Yeah, that's fine. I could have asked either way. Go ahead. I probably would have asked if it was in the mine. They were in the mine as opposed to in the town.
So what?
Like, do we need to go further? So, I rolled 3 more.
Okay, so you're at 7. So you're very close to a permanent corruption. So,
oh boy,
just so you know, because 8 is your threshold. Okay.
Yes.
So one more time, what yes or no answer do you want?
I want to bet the mine. Or is the family being held at the mine? Are they going to the mine?
So up the path. Again, you're taken into this almost like you're in a animal form. You're up the path, zooming, and you come to the top of the pass, to the mine, to the mouth of the mine. And about the area, you see the wagon is decimated. You see bodies everywhere, and then a blackness closes down. The only answer you can glean from this is yes. But it's not the vision you thought you would see.
Okay, well that's what the cry will escape my lips as I almost painfully stretch it out, and then I lay prostrate on the ground and kind of writhe a little bit, and then kind of regain my composure and almost go on without like anything happening. You know what I mean? And I walk up.
Get up, dust off.
That family's been taken.
They all watch this.
The mine has been waylaid.
While he's in this trance and he's blurting and glurting, you guys see all these villagers, with their drinks, wide-eyed, drinking, and then when he comes out of it and says, "Oh yes," they all cheer. As this is, and
Those shillings. Yeah.
3 or 4 of them walk up to you, Shig, and help you on your feet, thrust a wooden cup of drink in your face, patting you on the back. They've decided this goblin is an interesting character here. So
they make blanch if they get too close, but
right.
Yeah.
Right now
they're pretty inebriated.
It's the best show they've probably ever seen in their life, right outside of the storyteller at the campfires telling stories.
Yeah.
Now they all have a story to tell, right?
Okay.
I'll relay this as I'm walking away. I'm kind of bemused at everybody standing about, but then again,
right?
And I don't really relish the company as far as that goes. So, but after training my sights on them, I'll walk through there.
So what did your dark gods tell you?
They tell me that they headed toward the mountains and the mines, but they got there and the wagon's been waylaid, destroyed, and then everything was swallowed up by darkness. I couldn't see further.
You couldn't have asked, will we survive this? Something useful.
With the family. Well, the family is there. And I'll say, but we need not bother with the Ambrian here.
Mm-hmm.
The captives are not being held in that storage area.
Yeah, the Bjorg, the gentleman who met you and greeted you as you came into town, he reminds you the mine is only up another 3,500 feet, about a 2-hour hike up. On the horses, you can get there relatively quickly.
Okay.
He warns that once you reach those altitudes, it can be dangerous here in the Ravens.
What do you mean?
Well, we have bears and beasts and trolls.
Okay.
Trolls.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Mm.
Yes. Do you have any goats? I'm looking around for that.
Goats?
Because I'd rather ride one. Yeah, I sure for the goat up there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
Or
there's
donkey, a
there's
burro or
goats
something.
around.
But if it gets too treacherous, something.
Would you like us to slaughter one for a feast in your name?
No,
Grab
I
a
would like to
goat,
ride
Joe.
one.
And they're chasing a goat around, ready to slay it for a
I
feast.
just want to ride one up the path. Something a little sure-footed.
Okay.
Grab a hold of the horns,
Yeah, they'll usher a goat over to you and laugh hysterically as you mount this goat. They're getting a kick out of you riding this goat.
I care not for their sense of humor. So,
well, you finally found someone that will tolerate you.
I was going to say the animal's probably moving as fast as it can to get away from me, but I'm holding on as much as I can, steering it.
You know what they say about
horns.
goats and goblins?
Yeah.
I can't repeat it on air.
Okay. I was waiting for the punchline.
No.
Mercy.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll mount up, for
All
lack of
right.
a better word, and
So
heading
fairly
that way.
steep. Horses make good, and the goat makes good ground. It takes a little less. However, at some point the goat refuses to go any further. The horses get very skittish and won't go much further.
Okay. All right.
Hard to say how far you are from the mine itself, but they are the horses and the goat don't want to go further.
How's
I'm scanning for any trail.
Yeah, how does the trail or road or whatever?
Oh yeah, it's
what is
an old mining road that they used to obviously mine and bring. So it's been, but it's it's not paved, but it's been well trodden by horses and mules, and as this was once a mine that they used. So you're on an old road that takes you to the mine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not real wide. Wide as a couple of mules might be, and it's fairly worn. You can see clearly where the wagon you were trailing. Once you get up higher into the mud and the dirt, you can see how it left deep ruts. Yeah.
It's not treacherous going though.
No. It's
okay.
This. It's just steep, but no, it's not treacherous.
Okay.
It's not dangerous. It's steep, but again, hard to say how far you are from the mine when the horses and the goat refuse to go any further. The animals.
Okay. Is there any way maybe to lash them to some shrubbery or anything?
Sure,
maybe...
absolutely, yeah, if you want to.
All right. Yep.
Another 30 minutes or so up the mountain. A little more difficult to breathe. You're getting sweaty and hot as you climb to the top. As you top the edge, you see first 3 or 4 of these andrix scattered about in heaps. You see the wagon has been completely crushed. All 4 wheels have been busted, and one of the wheels hangs in a tree not far from the mouth. There's a as you look around for Chavarowe, you see he about 30 feet from you hangs from a tree, dead, and you're seeing large footprints here in the mud and the muck. Clearly, troll, mountain troll, most likely. Steaming pile of scat, troll scat, probably as big as Shig, is here.
Is it fresh? I take a stick in it, or better.
Oh no, it's steaming. It's steaming. So it's we're talking within the last hour or so.
Give it a hug.
Yeah, it is. It is defecated. This mountain troll is defecated here.
Wow.
So it looks as though this mountain troll may be using the mine as a lair. No sign of the family.
members?
However, you haven't investigated the wagon. The wagon is indeed covered in tarps and to hide whatever might have been in the wagon.
Okay.
Yes, let's have a look.
Caballo, do you want to take a look?
I'm going to look around.
Yes, I will investigate this.
Okay. All right. I will stand there and eyes peeled, hopefully.
Okay. So
looking around for troll. Which site too?
A witch site. Again, you see what's the remnants of these dead andrix glow bright red. Chavarowe grows dark green and black swirls. What's left of him as it slowly
dissipates.
Right. Which might have been somewhat confusing to you if you had checked your wit side on him at dinner, as he was clearly a friend of the family, but slightly corrupt, but not. But again, corruption as part of the Iron Pact might not be so absolutely evil, right? It's a matter of what side you stand on, whether you're Iron Pact or Queen's people. The wagon, the earth around the mine, definitely glowing reds and maroons with splotches of like black dots. You're getting a serious corruption emanation from the mouth of the mine. The steaming pile of troll dung is golden and white, as the troll is not necessarily evil. It's a thing of nature, right? The wagon itself emanates a couple of different shadows. You recognize one of those as the shadow you saw when you met John and Sarah among the wagon, emanating around the wagon. Caballot, as you pull up these furs and tarp skins, you unfortunately do see John and Sarah have unfortunately been crushed in the wagon. No sign, though, of the other 3 children. It looks as though they either survived it or escaped it or something else.
Okay.
But John and Sarah, unfortunately, appear to have been killed by whatever waylaid the wagon. Obviously, a mountain troll.
Right. Okay.
Let's make a vigilance check, Shig and David. We need that vigilance check.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a plus 5.
Oh, wow.
Very simple. If you're already higher than that, it's automatic.
Got it.
Done.
Yeah, so
15. Done.
You hear the roar before you see it. And from the mountain above the mine, from above the mine, you hear the roar as this shadow looms over you as it drops to the ground.
Wasn't ready.
Hammers the ground. It's ape-like mountain troll. Mm-hmm. And it is violent, rushing violently headlong at you. So its quickness, let me get the books. I don't have any of its data around here.
Okay, all right.
It is protecting clearly its territory, right?
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Where's my...
Gotcha.
Here we go. No sign of the 3 children. They don't appear to be... Okay, let me find my... I wrote down what page number in case we got here. Let me find my... If you guys actually went... Okay, where did I write it down?
I will yell out to Kubalo just to make sure that he knows.
Yeah, I'm sure he hears it and sees it, right? As it lands and scrambles. It's rushing. It rushes. I read the description earlier today when I was preparing the... It rushes headlong, violently, to destroy as many things as it can.
Is it uphill from us, downhill from us?
It's right in front of the mouth of the mine. It leapt from the top of the mine into the right in the middle of this open area before the mine, right?
To like the rocks above the mine. It came from up there.
Right.
Okay, the mine entrance.
Now, if I can just find the damn... I thought I had written down the page it was on here. Oh, there it is. 157. Okay. There we go. Mountain Troll. 150. Yeah, here it is. Okay. No, that ain't it. What the heck?
Oh, that's a...
Troll.
Yeah,
Is it in the regular book or is it in the beast?
No, it's in the really, really cool codex.
Oh yeah, that is cool. Yeah.
Which one?
Shoot. Oh, here it is. Got it. 152. I can't read my own writing. All right, 152. So its quickness, again, this is determined initiative. Your quickness, we have yours. I got it written down here.
Yeah.
You guys are 13. 13, and Chig, I think, is 10, correct?
Yep.
Actually, I have tactician, so I use my cunning for initiative.
Nice. So what's your cunning then? Sorry.
15.
Woo! There you go.
15 for Todd. All right,
there
for Kubalo. 13, of course, for Malleus, and Shig is a 10.
Yep.
This creature's quickness is 5, so it's going to be going dead last, but it's gigantic.
Yeah.
Meme. All right, gentlemen, so you will go first every round. We don't have to check this again. In order of Todd, Malleus, and Shig.
Okay.
Okay, so if I'm that much quicker than it, but it's barreling towards us.
Yes.
And it's quite a bit bigger than us, right?
Yeah, they're actually small, shorter than traditional trolls. They're relatively small, yet very resilient, inhabiting the Titans and the Raven Mountains. They are a different breed. They roam the lowlands. There used to be a bounty for these because they caused so much trouble when the Ambrians came over the mountains to relocate. Mm-hmm. They were so deadly and so dangerous that the Queen put a bounty on them.
So are we talking man size, a little bit bigger?
A little bigger than that. Yeah, they're still a troll, but they're smaller than the average troll. Shorter, smaller, vicious.
Smaller than the average troll.
And there still might be a bounty. So whenever you kill it, you might want to collect evidence of it because there might still be bounty to be paid on.
Okay, well, I'm imagining doing a thing where I pretty much rush towards it too, and then at the last minute do a footward first slide underneath its legs.
Oh, nice.
And try and disembowel it from below with my wicked-looking dagger.
Nice.
All right.
So what you do is you roll your accurate with its modifier +5. So you add 5 to your accurate score to hit it, and then you'll roll your damage die. Right?
Why don't we get +5? Is that just the modifier you're
so +5 is its ability to defend itself, and it's so big and clumsy that it's slow. Yeah, it's slow. So It's really it's really easy to hit, difficult to kill.
Okay, so I've got, because I've already got a 9 for accurate, so that makes it a 14. I got to roll under.
Yeah, 14 and below, and then go ahead and roll your damage die with it, and just tell me what damage you do.
Okay, what do we got?
If you hit, of course. I think your damage die is probably a D8, depending on your weapon.
He's gonna hit.
What it is. I don't know what it is for a dagger.
Oh, dagger is going to be D4, D6?
It jinxing him.
Let me see. I don't know if I got it written down. No.
Sorry.
Don't have it written down.
So you only have a dagger?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a rogue.
Oh, he's a rogue. Oh, I missed that.
Or roguish.
But I rolled a 4 for my
Nice.
accurate, and I rolled a 4 for my damage.
Nice.
Okay. So as you slide under between its legs, as it draws its arms in the air like an ape about to crush you, you slide under, jamming your dagger into this thing, and you feel the dagger almost. It's like you can't believe its scrotum could be that tough, right? It's like you expected, right? So your dagger like rubs along its undercarriage, its scrotum as you slide out. Looking at your dagger, no evidence of blood.
Wow.
Aware now, maybe you hit it, but you may not have wounded it.
Wow, that's one tough ball sack.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, it's Malleus. Your turn, my friend.
Yeah. So did the troll even react to that in any kind of way, or is what's it doing? So I kind of know what I'm
So
against here.
Aside from like it was going to crush him, but he was way too fast, slid under his legs. It didn't even look behind it to see if where he went. He turns his focus, whatever's in front of him, which would be Malleus or Shig. So he's turning his focus now to one of you. The one that went between his legs, he's not even looking for.
Okay. That's what I was kind of wondering. Okay, all right. So Malleus kind of shakes his head and tisks at Cavallo, and will rush in with his 2 short swords, or his 2 long swords rather. Yep. And he'll try to maybe strike or the torso, maybe, maybe if there's a area that he can penetrate there.
Okay.
So he'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
So
he's basically naked. He might have some kind of fur loincloth, but this thing's almost a beast-like. Very rough, grayish, thick, stony skin. Very. He looks pretty vigilant. I mean, pretty stout.
Yeah, we're either gonna. Yeah, we gotta try to hit hard and fast if we can. Okay, so is it +5 still for me? For accuracy?
Yes, sir.
Hit?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Okay. So let's see. Okay, so that's a hit, and I do 7, 15 total.
Beautiful. Did you do 8 or more on any one roll?
No, unfortunately, a 7 and a 6.
Okay, but 15
13,
total?
Sorry. 13,
All right, so
13.
it, as you drive one sword and the next sword, it roars in pain, kind of surprised, as it probably hasn't suffered a whole lot in its life from something like you, maybe from a bear or something it's wrestled, or and you see a little blood from the ends of your blades as you do drive enough to cause some damage to this creature, right?
Okay.
And it is, it's significant. Both these blades cut a good chunk out of this creature's arms, torso, I think you said, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. I yell towards Cavallo. I'll say, maybe you need a real weapon, and I'll say I'll toss one to you if you'd like.
Carefully, my friend, carefully.
Okay.
Give him the handle side out, yeah. Shig has been, as he was trying to ascertain, like through which site, what was going on, and obviously I was aware enough when this monstrosity landed right there. but I want to use maybe a little bit of discreetness to stay in the shadows, and naturally I'm going to be rooting around and trying to get coinage from anything that I'm looking at. So I would have been there. Short story is, when this happens, I've got my backpack off, I'm getting my flint and steel out, and I'm trying to light the furs on the wagon.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so we're going to make an assumption here. That's a couple of minor actions. You might spark a fire to start next turn, but we'll roll to see if it sets alight anything. But you'll be able to complete this start of next turn. Sound fair?
I've got plenty of methane on me, I'm sure, to help aid in that.
That troll, that heaping pile of troll scat might be pretty flammable.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm saying. That's what...
All right. So this creature now spins its wrath, its berserker rage upon Malleus, roaring, and swipes with one hand, Malleus, and a second large hand. So he's going to get 2 attack rolls on you, sir.
Oh, no.
Okay.
You have angered this creature.
Let's see. So I get +1 to my defense.
Mm-hmm.
And refresh my memory. What am I?
So
what am I rolling
your
versus?
defense subtracted from his accurate. So you use your defense. So what's your quickness? Your armor. So you should have a defense score.
Yes, my defense is 13.
Now subtract 3 from that.
Okay,
so 10 and below. 10 and below to avoid its first hit.
+1, so 11 and below because of my twin attack.
Correct.
I get a okay, so 11 or lower. I need to roll to defend. Okay,
right.
So number 1 coming at me.
Yep.
And nope, 18.
Okay, so that's 8 points of damage.
Wow.
Subtract your armor from that.
Okay, so 8 minus 1d6.
Yeah. What's your pain threshold?
So 5 gets through, and my pain threshold is 5.
So you can choose. Does he knock you prone?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Or does he get another attack on you? It's your choice.
So will that mean he'll get a total of 3 attacks, or
yes, he would get.
Anyway,
he
right?
would get. He's going to get another one. And he gets a third.
Anyway.
Now, if you choose to go prone.
Yeah.
You will have disadvantage, or you'll have basically it'll be a disadvantage for you, and you'll have to spend your turn getting up if you go prone.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I want to. Let's see, 5 points came through, and then
and he's got a second. He's got that second swing coming. So either way, he's going to, at least whether you're on the ground or not, he's going to get that second shot.
And my toughness is what we're talking about, right? Ultimately.
Your toughness is your hit points. Probably 10.
I can't. I got to go prone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think I could take 3 hits. So.
Okay.
All right.
So now roll for that.
White.
So you've been smacked. You're on the ground, and then of course he's now coming over the top to basically just fist pound you into the ground.
So do I have any penalties because I am prone?
No, the only penalty is you have to get up, basically.
Okay, all right.
Now, if there were other combatants around you, they would get opportunity attacks, but there are no other combatants, right?
Okay, so Malleus will hold his weapons up and maybe kind of roll to the side to try to deflect this massive blow that's coming his way, and did it, 11.
Nice. So this other hand, you roll just as and it leaves this mud, a divot in the ground. Mud flies up, in an arc as he roars. As you stand, or as you start to get up, and Caballo, as you're assessing your next move, you can see the wounds on this troll start to shut. Okay.
Oh no!
That never fails, huh?
So,
Todd, you got your 1d6 damage. Just so you know, I checked.
Not 1d6. Okay.
Yeah, your 1d6. Yeah.
Okay.
Now you can use his weapon that he loaned you too, which is what 1d8.
Yeah. The long. Can you use a long sword, Todd?
Yeah. There's no weapon restrictions in the game that I'm aware of. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll toss. I'll trade you. So if Jason will let me, I'll fling that in your direction.
Yeah, that would be a simple action to basically exchange weapons as you roll to your feet. Yep.
Yeah, because it won't matter to me. I can use your dagger and still get my.
What is this? I got something called Steel Throw. What is that now? Oh.
I gotta look. I don't know.
I have no idea. I don't have.
I know. I got it. Hold on. I
Throw.
gotta find it here.
Steel
Page
Sounds
122.
good.
Sounds
Sounds
damn good. Steel throw.
Steel Throw.
It's like a judo technique.
Characters begin to understand the riddle of throwing steel. Damage dealt by throwing weapon is increased to 1d8.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Well, you know what?
So you can throw the
I think
dagger.
I'll-
Yeah.
Throw the dagger and then use the sword. So
There you go.
He kind of tosses the sword towards me. I'll catch it with one hand and then fling this nasty-looking dagger I have. It's no
Nice.
stiletto. It's kind of got more of a nice little curve to it, And I throw this thing at the creature.
Okay, and again,
Okay.
+5 to your accurate to hit it, so 14 and below.
Okay. Oh no! I rolled a 15.
Okay, so the creature is so violent and enraged he moves erratically, and somehow he moves just right as the dagger just misses the troll.
The hilt pisses.
Yeah, maybe the hilt bounces off his shoulder or something. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All
Get
right.
the rotations now.
All right.
Now, let's see here. That's a single. I'm not certain if you can do two. Can you throw and attack? I don't think you can unless you have a special.
No,
ability,
I don't
right?
think so.
Okay, so
I
Todd, you're
don't
just
think
ready
so.
with a long sword next turn, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, by the way, you can move, Todd. You could flank this creature, which helps David
Yep, yes.
and you. So you can still move into
Okay,
a
well, I'll
flanking
do that.
position.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So now, David, you'll get an advantage to hit him because he's flanked now by Todd. So
Okay.
that's a +2 to your already. Let's see. He's a +5, +2, so +7 added to your accurate to hit the creature.
Okay. That's for both of us, though, right? +2?
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
As long as you stay surrounding it, flanking it,
Okay. Got it.
and it's your go.
Oh, it is my action
yes,
already?
sir.
Oh.
Because Todd moved.
Oh, okay.
Todd threw a weapon and moved.
Did
Yeah.
what did Shig do? I wasn't.
Shig goes
after.
after.
Oh no,
Shig goes
Oh,
after.
he still
Yeah,
goes
after
after.
you.
Okay, still
You
go
were
after.
just
Okay.
you were rolling to defend against the troll.
Okay,
So
all right, okay. Let me ask you this then. Can I, out of the corner of his eye, can Malleus see maybe where Kubalo's dagger went to?
Yeah, I
Is
don't
it
see why you
gone?
wouldn't have seen it. I mean, awareness is heightened when you're in life-threatening situations. I'm sure you've seen where the dagger is gone. Absolutely, yeah.
Okay,
And it would have
So,
bounced off of it and probably just fell somewhere around it.
okay.
Right.
Would it take me out of flanking to try to retrieve it?
Oh no, because you can move and attack, so you could just run
Okay.
over, pick it up, and attack. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'd like to do that, but I know I need to get up off of my butt,
Right.
and get my feet up under me. So that's
Okay.
pretty much all I'll be able to do for my action.
Right. Well, you
Right,
can
okay.
still attack. Getting
Oh, I
up is
still
your
can.
move, and now you can attack.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought that was all I could do.
No,
Okay,
no.
all right,
No,
okay.
they just get an opportunity. If there were other creatures around you, they'd get an opportunity attack against you.
Okay, all right,
But
okay.
yeah, no
All
sweat
right.
there. Yeah.
Okay, so I will do that, and I will look towards Kubalo and kind of like hold the dagger up like, yeah, okay. I'll try to show you how to use this. And let's see what happens
I'll
here.
just shrug. Like,
Yeah,
it's worth a try.
So
That's what I
the
meant to do.
Right. First attack here is a hit with a 6.
Okay.
And that's for 7 points of damage.
Okay. Hit
Okay.
with a 6, 7 points of damage.
Yeah, 7
Okay.
points of damage, and then the second attack is a miss.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's.
Man.
Well, you got +7 to your accurate.
Oh, no, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's a 16, so I hit. Yeah,
Yep.
What am I talking about? I only do 2 points of damage with that one though, so I didn't do anything.
Okay, so the first blow, you see blood as your blade comes through. You see a little trickle of blood off the end of your blade, so you know you penetrated. As you drive with the stiletto, it hits and almost it's like it's ground in maybe an inch into this stony flesh. does not appear to have wounded it, right?
Okay.
That one doesn't. Okay. All right, Shig, sir, it's your go.
Okay, I've got a adept at fire starting, so that's what I'm doing. You want to roll a d20?
Yeah. Now, and can I just remind you? I hate to do this, but you can curse as a minor action on this creature.
Okay, it is a minor action.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, you can curse at will, but you have to hold the resilient check every turn to keep it. But you can do other things and curse.
Okay.
And
so
I would recommend you curse it, because you need to be doing some kind of damage to this thing.
Yeah.
No, I had that in mind, but I was thinking about breaking concentration. I had the old D&D thing of concentration, so I didn't think
ground
fire.
Yeah, so you just have to make a resilient check. So roll below your resilience. Or is it resilient? What is it? Resolve. Excuse me, resolve. And that curses it.
Yeah.
And then, you can still do other things, but then every turn you just got to keep that resolve.
I wanted to majestically curse it by standing on this pile of dung and flinging that.
Okay.
After I started the fire, but so
you can start the fire first, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Then I can move to the pile of dung and then start cursing. That's what I had in my mind to do.
Okay.
So yeah, trust me, I feel every hit they're taking. So okay, well, 5. So
on the resolve test.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted me to start the fire.
No, that's just time. You can start the fire. It just took a full turn. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when the fire starts, I'll run over there and get on top of the pile and start flinging the dung, and that would have been 5 for that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Toward the creature.
So now you don't roll damage yet until it takes an action. If it doesn't do anything, it won't get hurt, right? Now, it's going to do something, so go ahead and roll die 6. We'll wound it right now. And it bypasses its armor, so it's a pretty remarkable thing.
Yeah. Oh, my God, 1.
Oh, well, not so remarkable, right? Not so remarkable.
It's
all right,
pretty unremarkable.
David, you see it wince kind of as this curse. It's almost like it's an animal, but it's aware that something is, something Shig does makes this creature's eyes kind of dilate. You might even see it in a way shiver a little bit as it realizes that's something very crazy about that little beast over there.
I'm yammering like crazy.
Yeah, and it doesn't like it and turns its rage towards Shig. All right, Shig, are you ready? So
I laugh.
So what is your defense, Shig? Your 10, I think.
Now we shall see your true mettle.
So Shig, your defense is, let's see, where's your defense at? Your defense is 10. So you need to roll a 7 and under to avoid its first swing.
Now, even when I'm diving down into the pile, right?
Yeah.
7 and under.
Oh, boy.
Oh.
Dang it, 9.
Oh. So, number 1, you're going to be knocked prone, no doubt. What's your defense? Your armor?
My defense is...
your armor, you need to roll your armor, which is 1d4 against it.
Okay. Armor.
Did you do that?
No armor defense is 10.
Did you roll your armor to soak something?
Yeah,
you did. Okay, good.
I soaked 3 of the 9.
That's right. That's right. Good.
4 of the 9.
Okay, my defense is 10.
Well, he hits you. Now you need to roll your armor soak of 1d4 to soak 8 of the first attack. He hits you with 8 points. You got to soak some of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Armor soak 2.
Okay, so that you took 6 points. You're down to 4, I think. Correct?
Yeah.
All right, and that's going to knock you off your feet. Troll, Scat, Troll, Shit, and Shig smacked high into the air. So he smacks you up with his right hand, and he's coming around with his left hand. Make a roll.
Man, you're...
Come on.
7 and below. You want a 7 and below.
You want to
4.
troll.
Damn, baby.
All right, so you're
too slippery.
You're knocked senseless into the air, but you see out of the corner of your eye this left hand coming. Somehow you just dodge it in slow mo.
I'm just so slick. I'm so slick that it's like, a grease stick.
There is all you guys see is this hoof of troll shit and Shig in the air, okay?
You wanted that troll vest. This is your chance, buddy. So you better get with it.
All right, we're back to the top of the round. Kubalo.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
And again, you have advantage, so you have a +7 added to your accurate and below to hit it.
We got a flank.
We got flanked. All right.
Now, 20 is an automatic failure, gents, but aside from that...
I just rolled a 19. I need lower than 16. 16
Oh, you didn't.
No. Swing, and then I look over at Malleus with his sword. It's like...
It's too heavy. You're used to his stiletto, man.
Yeah, not
Look, he's wall-eyed. You look at him.
Yeah.
I say don't break it. And,
all right, Malleus, it's your turn. Now this creature's backs to you, so both of you have still have advantage.
Yeah. I'll bound over and leap up so I can get a little height advantage, and then plunge the blades into its shoulder blade areas. You know.
All right.
Try to twist them as I pull out. I want it to hurt.
Now, are you? You got the flanking advantage, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a hit. 4 for the first one.
Okay.
Not a lot. I need something higher than that.
Yeah.
And that's a hit. Hit for the second 3.
Okay, so
up.
You drive both weapons in. You can feel the weapons stick, but you don't feel them give like they penetrated his skin. He roars, aware that you're back there messing around, right?
Yep.
Okay, Shig, it's your go, and first make your resolve check to continue the curse. I mean, you've been slapped, but you could still, while in the air, curse him.
Oh yeah, I know. My result was
as
15.
You're coming down in slow mo, going, "You son of a."
Man. He knocked the shit out of me, man.
He knocked the shit out of you.
He rolled a 14. Yeah.
Did you make it?
Yeah, I made it by 1.
Okay. So roll your
I got the evil eye on me.
Roll your 1d6 damage before we move on, because it's going to move. It's not going to not do something. So you might as well roll your damage right now.
6.
Nice.
Ooh, boy, that's huge.
I gave him the evil eye.
That's huge.
Through there.
And he, again, as you come out of the air and you give him the evil eye, you see his eyes dilate, and Dave, with your weapons, kind of pulling your weapons out of him, you feel him cower at Shig's and well out as if he's been stung, with some severe... He roars like he's never been really hurt before. Okay. And flailing. We're going to roll. I want you all to roll D20. Low's good. Roll the lowest D20, gentlemen, all 3 of you, to see where he takes his anger.
14.
What'd you
15.
get? Oh, so Shig, he's coming. He's, again, you've wounded. Your ugly, scowling look hurt him severely.
That makes sense.
All right, Shig, make your first roll, my friend. Minus 7 and below.
Even though I'm flanked, do I get a flank, or they just get the flanking?
Yeah, they just get a bonus to hit. Yeah.
It's no defense bonus.
No, 17.
Oh man, roll your armor, D4.
4.
4 from his 8 is 4, and you were at 4. Oh, Shig is now unconscious.
Yeah, I hit the ground unconscious and just slide.
Yeah, and you do, because he basically smacks you limp into the trees, maybe hanging in the trees unconscious. He's not dead. He gets to make death checks, similar to D&D, correct? Okay. Yeah, you guys might think he's dead, right? But he's right at 0, so...
Okay.
Whoo! Okay, we're back, and the other attack is irrelevant, as he swings once, swings again. Back to the top of the order, Cabela. What are you doing?
Okay, I'm taking a swing at him with this suspect sword that I've been handed.
The sword's got a hole in it. It's a magic sword. It's got a hole in it.
If you would hit with it, you get to roll a D8.
Here we go. And I rolled 19 again.
Oh my God!
Just give
burn that dice and switch something else.
Yeah.
I am.
Okay.
He's cursed.
That's it. You're fired.
Okay.
There you go.
Unfortunately, he's not, because you're unconscious.
right.
Oh, you mean Kabbalah's cursed? Yes, but
Yeah,
the troll
yeah.
is no longer cursed.
Okay. All right.
At least I get a last parting shot at it.
No, I won't. No. So, all right. So I'll come. I'll step.
The best
to the
thing
side.
Cabela's doing is keeping him occupied, so you've got
I
that
guess so.
advantage, right?
I guess so. Yeah. So I'll step
It's the
over to
best thing.
his left side and bring the twin blades down on maybe one shoulder. See if I can do anything there.
All right.
Now,
Yelling out.
I want to mention, because I did take a turn to light that fire. I don't know how it's grown up now, right?
Yeah, but
Just saying that.
right. So the wagon's burning, but
Oh, it is.
yeah, he
Okay.
lit the wagon, furs, and things on fire. So he's given
wanted to be-
the Teresa's a burial.
Oh, he made a pyre for them.
Yeah, that wasn't his intention, but that's what it amounts to. Yeah.
for the troll, yeah.
I'll
But
yell.
anyway,
I'll yell to Caballo. I'll say, see if you can, or I'll say, grab a burning plank from the wagon, and maybe use it as a spear, and then I'll
no, not
attack.
that one, the other one.
I'll attack.
Couldn't
See if
hurt.
that works. Yep, couldn't hurt. Okay, that is a
Waving in
hit
front of me.
with the 4 damage. Man, I can't roll over a freaking 4. Hit with 1 point.
Oh my God! So again,
Yeah.
it's like you're clanging off of the
It was
stone
the flat of
stairs,
your blade.
this
Yeah.
creature.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it again. You see what wounds you did put in it.
Yep.
Healed shut. Unfortunately.
They're closing up. Okay. All right.
All right, so he spins around the curse. Now he's gotten rid of that little creature that was so unsettling to him. Let's make a roll, gentlemen. You want to roll low, the lowest roll, right? D20. D20.
Can I scream and wave my arms in order to possibly taunt him towards me?
Well, if you wanna draw
I
his
wanna-
attention, I'll
yeah.
let you do that. Right?
Yeah, I want to give Kabbalah a chance to maybe see if he can do something.
Okay, so he spins. He realizes he smacked Shig into the trees. Looking around, you've hit him a couple of times. He looks around, roars, both hands in the air as he's coming down.
Oh man!
I'll
say, come at me, beast.
Right, so he's coming down with one, and then he'll smack you with the other.
Oh man!
Here
Now,
we
my
go.
flail would have went flying too, I think.
Okay, so I got to roll under a. I think it was an 11. I think.
He's a minus, so your defense, 11 and below. Yep. And then roll your D8 to soak, right?
Uh oh.
I'm a pest sharpener.
I think that was Shig. That's his death. That was Shig's death cry.
That's crap.
It sounds like the troll.
Okay, so the first one I dodged
Oh, good.
or parry to the side, however it makes sense, and then the second one, 11. Okay, did it.
Woo! Okay, so
Okay.
this creature's getting more angry as you make it miss.
Man.
Right? As its fist hits
Yeah.
the ground and then he misses you
Yeah.
completely. He's just enraged.
Okay.
All right, back to the top of the order here, Cabela.
What are you doing over there, Roll? Hurry up.
Kubolo.
All right, here we go.
Cabello.
So I've Caballo. Okay, so I will see if I can find some sort of flaming plank in the wagon and charge with it.
Okay.
I guess I'm behind it at this point.
Yeah, well, you're wherever
Yeah,
you
something.
want because he's put all of his. So wherever David jumps to, this creature
I'm coming.
turns
Yeah, I'm
toward.
coming at him with this flaming plank or
Right.
whatever. And
Ver.
so what do I get? Still. Plus-
You're normal to hit, so it's going to be your accuracy minus
Accurate?
3.
minus 3.
And then we're going to make another check here in a second. But go ahead.
Is he still considered flank, Jason, or no?
Yes, he is. So
Okay.
plus 2 advantage for you. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, plus
So
2
minus
advantage.
1
Okay.
total would be your total. Yeah.
Okay. So now instead of a 9, I have an 8. Okay. 4. I got it.
Nice.
Okay. So let's roll that damage. That's what is that? Well, let's say
do you
1
think
die
that would be?
8.
1 die 8.
Yeah, and burning damage.
Somebody roll D8 for me. I've got one here. My gosh.
I'll do it. I don't know.
Do it. You do it.
Do it. Okay, here we go. Keep fingers crossed. There you go. A 5 at least. That's
nice. He roars. This scorches, roars. And he's very aware of that. Now let's make a persuasion check with a modifier. His resolution is 11 or -1. So what's your persuasion?
10.
Okay, so let's make a 9 and below check on this troll.
Oh, is this a
6?
All right, so he roars, turns. You see him turn violently, turns away from you, David, as he burns and scorches. He sees the fire, sees this plank burning, and he's backtracking. So you would get in this turn, both of you would get opportunity attacks on this creature as he's trying to get away from this fire and this burning plank.
Is he running back towards the mine?
No, he is not.
Okay.
He's backing basically the way you came up, down the hill.
Oh, okay. We'll send him back towards the village. Okay.
Yeah, right. But he's definitely the wound and the fire have scared the shit out of him, right? The persuasion.
Okay, so there's a 8-point hit right there. Finally.
Holy cow! Good. Okay.
And then another 8-point hit.
Holy cow! Yeah, he's
finally, huh?
8 point. You said 8-point hit on the first one.
And the second one, yeah.
Okay, so not only you knocked him, you actually knocked him prone. His threshold is 8.
Threshold?
So you knocked. So he as he's trying to get away, you knock him back down onto his butt. Well, you get to choose. Do you want to knock him down, or do you want another opportunity attack? You get a choice. It's the player. This is a player-facing game. It's your choice.
I will choose to knock him down because that way Todd will get an additional bonus to hit. Correct.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And he's definitely bleeding. He's wounded. Now he's on his back. It's kind of sad. He's this giant creature.
No, it's not sad.
And it's almost wailing like a giant baby troll, screaming. Kind of like rabbits do when they think they're going to die. Yeah, like that. All right, so he on his turn, he can get up. All right. Now you remember you hit him. Hold on though. You hit him with 2 8s. So the first 8 knocks him prone.
Okay.
Then you hit him with a second 8. Do you want that to keep him prone, or do you want to?
Yeah, I want to give Caballo a chance.
Okay. So all right. So we're back to the top of the order as he's trying to get up, and he is hurting.
Okay.
All right, Todd. It's your move here.
I had rolled a 1.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, so go ahead and roll damage.
No, wait. Hold on. I need to pause all this for a second. We need to go back and roll a death throw. I'm sorry, we forgot to roll Shig's death throw the last 2 turns.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay,
you need a D20 death roll, Shig.
Yeah.
You're muted. So.
I think they're supposed to roll D20s and see who gives me mouth to mouth to resuscitate.
That ain't gonna. You're dead. You're gonna die.
Okay.
We can ask the troll.
Don't even roll.
Do it. Troll will do it.
You just roll a 1. You just roll a 1d20. We look up what happens.
Okay. And then
9.
Is that modified anyway?
No. The character remains at death's threshold. So you're going to get another roll next turn. So you got to roll again because we missed you last turn. So roll again.
Okay.
One of those maggot friends of yours to give you Malcolm.
4.
Same thing. So you're at death's threshold. So you'll roll again at the end of this turn. Man. So you're not dead, but you're dying for sure.
Oh man. Okay.
All right, now go ahead, Todd. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that amazing ass kicking of this troll, but we had to make sure Dell didn't die.
1 for my accurate.
Oh, you need damage, right?
I just need David to roll the damage.
Okay, here we go. And Jason, I don't think unless you did it, we didn't make note of any fire damage, or did you make note of that?
Yeah, that's why you're using a D8 instead of a D6. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. 4.
4. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So he is clamoring to get away. He's scooting on his butt, trying to back away. He is really hurting, screaming. He's on fire. And it's David. It'd be your go right before he can get up and do his thing.
Okay. All right, I will.
He's trying to get away, though. I mean, he is trying to run away from you.
not knowing if it's gonna work or not, I will try to go for the throat for this thing and just come down at it. Okay. Does Caballo have him kind of pinned, or is he like wriggling trying to get free? Or
yeah, he's trying to get away from this fire. So he's scrambling to get away from this flaming board.
Okay, all right. First hit, 2 points of damage. That's no good. Second hit, 7 points of damage.
Oh, that'll do it. So,
okay.
The first one, he kind of by accident bats away your sword, but that leaves him open as you drive this sword deep into his, chest, head? How do you kill it?
I was going for the neck to see if we could decapitate the thing. Yeah. So somewhere around the shoulders, I guess,
Right.
Somewhere around
so
there.
You've basically threw it enough that you see its eyes. It quits the swailing and screaming, trying to get away from the fire. Its eyes, large and kind of roll up in its head as its head's hanging by a few strands of muscles, right? Wow. As it lays there. And Shig, of course, make your roll at the end of this last combat turn. Your death roll. Watch him die here.
My death roll. It's my death throw. Here we go. 14.
14. Uh-oh. The character is a step closer to death. He gets one more roll before he dies. Now, you guys can stabilize him now, right? So all you've got to do is stabilize him.
What do we got to do that?
Yeah.
Pucker up, Buttercup.
No, that ain't going to happen, pal. Can we cauterize him?
Yeah.
Just set him on fire and just close off the
set him on fire. I don't know why he was down. He's being leeched.
Yeah, he's got leeches all over. He should be okay.
Yeah, you can imagine when that troll smacked him into the air, those leeches went every direction. It's the old saying when your grandma's house, smack the taste out your mouth. Well, they smack the leeches off your ass. There ain't a maggot or a leech left on him. Smack those maggots and leeches right.
I mean, I don't know. How are we supposed to stabilize him? I have no idea. What do we do?
You just have to attend him. You can't heal him, but you can just attend him.
Oh, okay.
Right, and then he'll be back to a natural one here pretty quick.
Maybe I'll take quickly.
Pull me out of the tree.
Rip some of the Andrix, robes or whatever, make some bandages,
right,
and try to wrap up his chest where that troll claw obviously raked him down to the breastbone, and try to stop the bleeding that way.
Okay, so while you're doing this,
bagging all the time.
You're tempted to jam some troll dung into these wounds, right? Because that's
that
what
might
he would
help.
Because Shig would be packing troll dung into his wounds, right?
Wounds, nostrils, ears, everywhere. Every orifice.
The question he should have asked.
No holds barred.
That fortune telling he should have asked. Well, I get the shit slapped out of me. Yes, you will. Cabello, as you watch Malleus tend Shig, you hear movement from the mouth of the mine, and you see the children poke their heads out. The mine was too small for the troll to go into. It's a small mine. It's human size, so the troll couldn't actually get into the mine. So the kids were hiding in the mine. So they actually poked their heads out. They look pretty rough, like they've been crying and terrified. And they'll come running to you, Caballo and Malleus, as they almost cling to you, as they're looking at the wagon where their parents are squished now and burning,
and
on fire as Shig has given them a pyre. So the interlude. Let's get to our interlude. As you've now rescued what's left of the family, unfortunately. Tell me, you guys tell me, which one of you want to tell me the interlude? What are you doing with these kids? What's the end of this story?
Should I, Todd, or would you like to take it?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead? Okay, all right. I may have to call upon you to give me moral support here. I would think that after patting Shig down and taking back all the coins and everything that he's had hidden on his body.
Those went flying too. You know, everything on him went flying when that thing's.
And after just making sure that the children are, not too worse for the wear, we'll make our way with Shig draped over the goat's back. We'll make our way back down the trail to the village initially, and then maybe we can get the kids kind of cleaned up a little bit better. Maybe some of the women folk there may be able to tend to them a little better. And while that's going on, maybe they can hit Shig with a few buckets of water to check his wounds, maybe tend to him a little better. Yeah, he'll love that.
Give him the first bath he's ever had.
Yeah, scrub him down real good. And while that's going on, Malleus would talk with Caballo a little bit and maybe kind of figure out exactly the best way to our next plan. We could obviously bring the children back to the estate, but then once we do that, we may possibly be able to get in contact with the Chamberlain. But my concern is that I don't want anyone to jump to conclusions and think that possibly we had something to do with this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe once we make it back to the estate, we can talk with what was the lady that was
Vinchan,
Vinchan and
yeah.
Helena? Was Helena?
Helena's the lady's maid.
The housekeeper, yeah.
Housekeeper, lady's maid, yeah. And then, of course, Geordie, the warden, game warden.
Okay, yeah. And actually, he would probably be someone good to...
Yeah, so there's plenty of people left that, in a way...
Okay.
Geordie wouldn't have been around to witness what happened, but the stable boy would have been hiding, and they all would be able to testify.
They can somewhat corroborate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and
exactly.
The villagers would help you collect the troll and Chavarowe from the tree.
That's what I was going to say. Yes. Yeah. Yep. So that way we, even though I don't know Chavarowe's extensive history, but yeah, at least we can have that as proof as well.
Okay. Then we need to find out what they were actually blackmailing the Chamberlain.
Well, do we want to go down that road? I mean, that is nobility you're kind of toying with, I don't. That's why I was really kind of very concerned about how this, of getting our story corroborated and everything, because we don't know what was really going on here.
Right
now, is all these children, the children that were killed, and the other?
Oh no, the children. Fortunately, none of the children have been killed.
Just the adults, the parents.
Just the parents. So the girl you rescued at the estate, and now the other three children were hiding in the mines. You got them.
All right.
So you rescued all of his grandkids.
Yeah. Okay. So these are the grandkids of the
These are the Chamberlain's grandchildren. Yeah.
Okay, I got it now. All right. Yeah. Good. Yeah. No. Well, we have to make sure that he knows that we weren't to blame for this.
I think he knows.
Yeah, he'll know.
I think he knows. Yeah. Is there any way that we can send message to the Chamberlain, Jason?
Well, that's if
perhaps
you decide how you want to. It'll either lead to a final scene or that'll be our interlude wrap up. But depending on how you go about this, it could lead to a final scene. But
what are you guys thinking?
Yeah, I was just thinking with Shig is going to be out, so the people in the village to come take a liking to him, they'll probably be the only one willing to touch him.
Yeah.
To get him back in fighting performance form.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would leave Shig in that place while y'all carried on, because it may take a while.
Oh yeah,
kind of get my
Shig
bearings.
would be in a bad way. Broken bones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It may
might
be
need to be left there.
interesting, Todd, to see if we could get an audience with the
Yes.
Chamberlain.
Yes.
That might be interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Especially since I'm not there to screw it up.
So you travel back. Your greetings with evidence of the troll on a wagon to the river. The boatmaster Skaggs put you in a boat, sends you down to Murgile. From Murgile with your the family's horses in Murgile and wagon, dragging the troll's head and the 4 children to the festival. Arriving in Yundaros, which is packed with people, as this is festival week, celebrations and joy. The Queen, anticipation of the Queen's big speech on the last day of the festival. Through the streets with a wagon and a troll's head, people part, witnessing this. With the 4 kids riding in the front of the wagon, I'm assuming Kabola and you are driving this wagon. Shig is back with the villagers, healing. Roll up out front. The guards, as you express who the kids are, the guards bring you into the castle, into the Chamberlain's quarters. He greets his grandchildren in tears, on his knees, hugging, kissing. He stands as he says, his hellos to the kids, sends them away with caretakers, and then stands before you. Tell me, what is this? What has happened? I mean, he's obviously gotten word from the guards. Before you arrived to his chambers, some guard got ahead to tell, hey, 2 guys have showed up here with your grandkids. John and Sarah are dead, right? So he knows they're dead. He's embraced the kids, sent them out of the room once they've said their hello.
Okay. Are we?
It's just you, him,
alone?
and Kabola, and then of course he's got natural guards that would. Yeah.
Okay. I will procure the note that we had,
Right.
and I will hand it to him, and I will say, in your absence, this is what we had to. This initiated this situation, this delicate situation that we were forced to deal with. I say this knave, Chavarowe, who proclaimed to be a friend of your family's, kidnapped your. Is it his son or is it his daughter?
Son. John
Okay,
is his son and his wife,
Okay.
Sarah. Yeah.
Okay, your son and his wife and their children, and proceeded to take them northerly towards the mountains, where unfortunately they were waylaid by a mountain troll, and you know the rest.
His eyes welling with tears. He turns from you with this note, goes over to his desk, underneath a writing box with inks, etc. He pulls that box up and slides another letter out from under it and hands that to you. Quickly reading through it, handing it to Kabola. He quickly reads through it. It basically says, if you do not execute the Queen on festival before the speech, your family will pay the consequences. So he shares that he's received a letter from them, and the date on the letter is some weeks ago. He says to you, now tears streaming, did you get Chavarowe? Where happened to Chavarowe?
The troll unfortunately got to him before we did, but he is dead. He's expired. Yes.
So he takes both parchments, sets them to a candle, and watches them burn. And when he turns to face you now, the tear's gone. He's wiped them free. He gets a stern look, eyes narrow, and he says, now we go after the Iron Pact. And he sits at his desk with a quill and begins to scribble out an order of execution upon the Iron Pact, and slides that to both of you. And it gives you a warrant it gives you a warrant, if you so choose, to go through the Davokar and wage war upon the Iron Pact. However, he signs it, stamps it with his ring. However, obviously the Queen would be unaware of this particular order.
Okay, I say, my liege, you know what type of men we are. Is there not some... I'll kind of smile and say some incentive of sorts to throw our lives in danger once again.
Yeah, he turns, opens up a box, pulls out a bag of Thaler, sets it down. Is it not one? He sets down a second. Is it two? And he picks up a third, sets it down. Is this not enough? 3 bags of Thalers.
I'll turn to my companion there and wink. And I think you know the answer to that.
All right. He says, you are free to enjoy the festival. We will put you up here in the mansion for you to heal and rest. And then we may meet again. So I bid you adieu, as I have much, much work to do. Thank you for rescuing my grandchildren. I am in your debt.
Pleasure.
Okay. Give him a curt bow and back out of the room.
Okay. Grabbing the bags of Thalers.
Of course.
All right, and that'll conclude session 4. Right there.
All right.
Awesome. That was fun.
Nice.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun. Awesome. So you now have, you basically have an order by the Chamberlain to go into the Davokar. It's a good excuse to be in the Davokar, right? Without much other excuse.
Yeah.
Now, even whether you're actually hunting Iron Pact or not, you'll be able to enter the Davokar without a whole lot of challenge for the Queen's Rangers.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So whether you hunt the Iron Pact or not, that's your, it's between you and the.
All right, no.
Right. But you're kind of at war with them anyways. They hate humans and they try to kill you anyway. So.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah. There is that.
Right.
Cool.
Okay.
Nice.
And so that's going to be 10 XP, gentlemen, because that was dangerous. Very
Yeah,
dangerous.
it was. Yes, it
So you
was.
need 10 XP to improve a...
Yeah, so
attribute,
10
right?
XP will buy you either another skill from the book, a ritual. If you purchase a magic ritual, you have to narratively explain how you learned the ritual. If you want to increase one of your attributes 1 point, that costs 10. If you want to improve one of your current skills to adept, that costs 10. So 10 will buy you pretty much one of those tweaks.
Upgrade. Yeah, any upgrade, pretty much.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so now you could add to your, attributes, or you could buy a different skill, or learn a magical ability. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Cool.
I'll have to think about this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm an adept at steel throw.
So I had
already,
to, I didn't prepare linear, obviously, but I had river. If you guys hit the river, which I think was where Dell was headed. Dell was thinking, let's get on the river and go after this guy.
On the river.
There was river stuff. The mountain, I thought you might track them, but I didn't know if you would head to Yndaros to tell the Chamberlain. So I thought they're probably going to go to Yndaros. I didn't know. But I prepared lots of different stuff.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You've got something marked on the map. There's a structure with a question mark on it.
That's the old mansion ruins.
Oh, okay.
Right,
All right.
so
I didn't know what that was.
That was the original Teresa ruins. That was the original family's mansion, and then they built a much larger fortified manse.
Okay.
And those were left in ruins. And Geordie, the game warden, stays in those ruins.
Oh, I didn't know if the tracks were going to end up leading us there or what. I wasn't sure.
But you certainly could have gone there looking for the girl. You could have having witch sight saved you guys a lot of guesswork on the girl.
Yeah, it did.
Without witch sight, it was going to be a negative. I have it here, -5 cunning to track her.
Oh wow, yeah.
So it would have been very difficult to track her. Yeah. So without the witch sight right out of the gate, you could have gone if you even bothered to look for her.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I assumed that all the kids were gone initially, so yeah.
No, originally when I prepared it, I thought, there's there's got to be some way to hint to you guys more than just waking up. There had to be some way to introduce information to you outside of waking up with a note. And I thought the best way to do that is to have the one child survive, be left behind.
The one child, yeah. But so, the Avarix, that was a complete surprise. That was nice though.
And it's the book, very cool. So I was reading it in the book, and at the very, very end of the book, it's the last thing in the book. Is this race called the Andrix?
Andrix, I mean, yeah.
The Andrix, and you can actually make a player character in this class. But at the very bottom of the page, it says April Fools. This Andrix was initially an April Fool's joke that became beloved by players, but it's not in any other Free League books. So this character was meant to be a joke. Right? But I thought, I was reading and said, this is bad. This is awesome as shit. These guys are pirates. They're like assassins. So I said, it's perfect. He could have hired Andrix to help him get the kids, what the hell.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I think they've got another race like that in RuneQuest, I think.
Oh, do they? Yeah. Oh, yeah, the duck guys,
yeah.
What are they called?
I don't know.
But they're actually full-sized humanoid ducks, right? These are like...
I think... I think so, yeah.
The duckers.
I think they're called ducks, aren't they?
The duckers. There's...
Dale?
The duckers is what I thought.
I've only run about 5 sessions of RuneQuest, Mongoose RuneQuest. It was great. Oh my god, great fun. The combat in RuneQuest is pretty intense. Yeah.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
The combat in this game is pretty intense.
Oh, I was worried, boy, when he hit Dave, because he also heals 4 points per turn. So he kept, at the end of every turn, he'd get 4 points back.
I couldn't roll high enough with the damage.
And then Dell originally didn't curse him, and I thought, oh shit, with his armor and his regeneration, it's a war of attrition. You're going to die. All of you are going to die.
I forgot that it was like a passive, you just resistance. And, but I was thinking in my mind.
Right.
But, you have to, the way I'd said he threw stuff, you know what I mean? To enact it, I couldn't think of that with the steel and flint.
Yeah,
I
didn't expect that.
Set it on fire.
Trolls are bad news no matter what game it is, apparently.
Yeah, well, they are. But when I said I thought, I want this to be in the mountains. So I went to the book and said, well, what creatures are in the mountains? Because the Davokar creatures are completely segregated to the Davokar because they're corrupt and they're evil. And so there had to be something in the books for the mountain ranges. I said, oh, sweet, there's a whole section. And Mountain Troll, I went, okay, I'm gonna make sure if they go to the mountains that the troll plays a role.
Nice.
Yeah, they're dangerous as I'll get out. I thought you were trying to get back at me.
No. It's there's some pretty cool creatures, but I thought, you haven't really had a full blown battle with a troll, so I thought it'd be fun.
No,
it ain't fantasy for me if you're not fighting a giant troll, man. You gotta have a little. It's pretty troll, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. Yeah, I'll remember this. That's for sure.
There are some things I'm good at, and some things I'm not. Magic, I'm not real good at magic. I'm a bad magic guy. I'm not real good at it.
Yeah.
What was interesting at the start, whenever he was when he read that note that was in the turkey, I played that whole thing like Shig didn't know it. That he came to, it was inebriated.
Yeah.
He didn't read the letter.
Had no clue what was going on.
So I was simply going duck feet. They went down the river. They took her. Let's run. It's going cold. So I didn't know what he was having to process of which direction to go. You know what I mean? Weighing those consequences. I didn't have to weigh anything.
Right.
It was like right in front of me.
Right.
But anyway, it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
it. It could have become more of a political intrigue had you gone to Yndaros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because then it would have been negotiating with the Chamberlain. You mean you let them take my son and grandchildren?
Yeah, that might not have gone very
Yes, I was thinking, gosh, if they go to Yndaros to tell the Chamberlain, the trail's gonna grow cold.
Yeah.
We had to save face in some manner.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I thought if you get on the river, you won't even be anywhere near any of this stuff. It'll be something completely. You'll be sidetracked with whatever goes down on the river, but.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
have
okay
us
with
going
that. I'm okay with that.
anywhere. Yeah.
But I had the
All right,
Andrix
guys, I
ready
gotta
for a
run.
little river piracy, so you would have met
Maybe
the
I-
Andrix there at least.
Maybe I'll come up with something like that. That
Yeah.
might be kind of a good thing to do.
Heck yeah,
You know,
love
for-
it, love it.
All right, guys, I'm gonna cut out.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Great fun.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Todd. I hope you. Hey, Todd, did you
Yeah.
enjoy it? Hopefully.
Oh, I really
Yeah, fun,
enjoyed it. I've been wanting to play this for a long time. I knew I loved the setting from what I read of it, so and the system's great. So
Yeah, the system is
Yeah.
really easy. Really easy.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
so yeah, I really enjoyed it. So
Yeah,
thank
it's
you very
great
much.
fun. Great fun.
I'll
All right.
definitely be playing
Okay.
it again.
Well,
Okay,
okay.
guys.
You're going to do us.
Yeah.
All right, I'll
Thanks
talk
for
to you guys
joining
later
us.
then.
All right, guys.
see you
Thank you.
later.
It was fun.
Good night.
Night.
Fun. Night.